Jean-Jour. Yo, it's Paul. Hi, Paul. Where'd you get that third eye from? Hello, everybody. You know the drill. It's surf and turf night, meaning that we absolutely fucking rock the house and party before we improv comedy. So I'm taking a sip of my beverage, and we're gonna get ready. This is a track from the Disco Elysium OST that I've not heard before, and it's very bumpin'. But guess what happens at 3 minutes and 34 seconds? We're currently at 3 minutes and 30. We get guitars. God, we have 20 hours left for the measly meal challenge. We have raised 21%. If in the allotted time left, his beauteous bone. Don't worry, if we don't meet the goal within the time frame allotted, it's not like we're not gonna get the measly meal. I'm only going to cook 1/5 of a meal. I will do 1/5 of a cooking stream, and you will all be incredibly grateful to me. Oh. You've all given so much and so dearly to me, and I'm forever in your debt. Come on, 20 hours, guys. We just need 30,000 bone scraps in the next 20 hours. This is what Zinderell gets for missing all my goddamn streams. That's right, I'm looking at you right now. I can see you on my screen, Reese. I'm judging you. Eat absolute penis. Henry's checking his ears as if he was like a fucking spy or whatever. Ooh, you fucking Jason Bourne? Wow. Crazy stuff. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if I trust these players. Self-proclaimed or otherwise. But for real, I'm very grateful to be playing with these three absolute chads. While we're just chilling out here, in the pre-stream bit. I'll pull some of this stuff up later. I will say that you don't need to have watched or listened to all of Open Season to watch this or the future arc. Obviously, there will be spoilers in this one for previous things that have been done. Also, there will be things that we're not going to give tons of context on, that you would be getting context on from previous arcs. So from this second forward, I'm going to say, spoiler warning for previous things that we've done in Surf and Turf, our horror, comedy, actual play, whatever the fuck series. If we're looking at some... I just keep looking over at Chris Henry and Reese and just seeing their new faces. We got some fucking fan art, guys. I'm gonna pull that up right now. Slimy in the chat gave us our first, like, really chunky piece of fan art, which is art of Vic, the poor Hunter's Martyr from our previous stream. He just, like, knocked it out of the absolute goddamn park, making this just putrid and tired and sad boy. And I just want to thank Slimy. Oh yeah, there he is. There's Slimy, the oh boy. A chat VIP. A 10 out of 10 streamer. Also, fuck, it's October. Crazy. Slimy's very good at what he do. But, wait. I didn't mean to make it spooky. But Slimy wasn't the only person who sent in fan art. And I'm afraid that chat on screen will be blocked for me. We received 3 phenomenal pieces from friend of the stream, VI Podcast, and Prime Gaming, Huma Dovan, who did these 3 fucking phenomenal little tableaus of our 3 PCs and the 3 characters that play them. And they did a very, very good job. You can follow Slimy1 on Instagram at is it at the Slimy1 or at Slimy1, and follow Huma Dovan at Huma, and it might be underscore, it might be something else. They can let me know in the chat. But look at this bullshit! Like, there's so much character, so much emotiveness. Really shows off the arcs that these people had in this stream. You got Vernon just having a happy and good time. Also, apparently, canonically, Vernon owns Crocs. which I really like. Oh, it's the Slimy1. So TheSlmiy, the numerical character of the 1. Follow him. He does great fucking putrid, spooky little art. And follow Huma.Dovan for cute bullshit like this, and also some. Oh wow, sorry, the hard boss kicked in. I would also like to thank the little 001 for following 3 days ago. I could have sworn that someone with that exact username followed me before. If it's a friend of mine whose username I'm guessing I know who it is, thank you very much. If you're a bot, you can go to absolute hell. I don't care about you. Also, thank you, Matt Rocks the Ultimate, who's a buddy of mine who followed me recently. Y'all, today at work, I saw a coworker of mine was wearing a Critical Role shirt, which meant that I had an in to tell them about Surf and Turf. Because I was like, oh, finally someone who knows what an actual play RPG actually fucking is, so I don't have to be like, oh, I do a horror improv comedy thing where certain actions are dictated by the rolls of dice. But I got scared, and I just like, yeah, I do a thing, and I didn't mention it by name. So in future, I'm gonna drop those little kernels, those little seeds. I picked myself up another Game Master's beverage this evening. It's very, very good. God, this is so funky. We're gonna wait till 7-Eleven, the 7-Eleven, the time of snacks, the time of beverages, and then we'll start in with the actual shindig for this evening. This one's gonna be a party, folks. This one's gonna be a very fun stream. We'll start things off with a little bit of recap and a little bit of wrap up from the previous arc. Then we'll get into the kind of meat and potatoes of what tonight's stream is going to be like. And this will act as sort of like a bridge between Open Season and the next arc, the name of which will be revealed at the end of this stream. So just tune in for that if you want to know. Oh, 56, 7, 58, 59. It's 10 seconds away from being 7-Eleven. In 10 seconds, I'm gonna switch over to the bullshit. The hard boss. Yo, it's Bruv in, Bruv out. Welcome back to the stream, Bruv in, Bruv out. Little dude. Look at this guy. It's Bruv in, Bruv out. Live on air. Live on the screen. Oh no. Why are my... Okay, my... Wait a minute. Ah, there we go. My images weren't working. I just saw, Reese, I just saw you just go, when the picture of Vic popped up on your screen. Welcome to the stream, my good friends, my good, fine young lads. I will introduce you in order. Starting off, oh no, they're frozen. Oh no, they're JPEGs. Fuck. Welcome to the screen, images. Images that I know. Stop waving, they can't, oh wait, no, they can see Reese, because why is Reese never broken? I literally don't understand it. And my mouse is invisible again. What the fuck?
It's because I'm linked to the supernatural.
No, it's because you're linked to the past.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, I always found there's too much waiting in ocarinas.
There's so much goddamn waiting in Ocarina. Welcome everybody to fucking... Why is this not working? Henry's a video file now. Chris, I'm gonna delete you from Earth. Woo! We got our friends. Starting in the top right corner. Or on my screen is the top right. Hopefully it's also the top right for you guys unless everything is mirrored. You know him. He plays a good young boy named Trent, who we'll get into who he's like later. But Reese, how the fuck you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. Good to be back in the original Trent space.
We're back in the brain of Trent. Hold up that freaking mic, man, because we can hear your crisps. You're eating chips on mic. We can hear them. Wow, it's blue.
Wow.
My sweet dulcet tones.
Yo, is that G-Man?
You know it's a good microphone when it's got LEDs.
Of course.
When it's got a heat sink in it.
It's a gamer microphone.
And directly below me, it's a ghastly ghoul, it's a pirate fool, it's a piece of shit, it's my friend Chris.
It's me. I'm playing Vernon Roberts once again, as always.
Still a vampire, huh?
Still a vampire.
When are you gonna get over that shit, man?
Ugh, I mean, it's just gonna be a long phase, what can I say?
And pulling in directly to the bottom of me, you know him, you love him, he's got the freak lips, you can play the high C all night long, frequent guest on the Colgate Comedy Hour, Henry Hoffman.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction.
Of course,
I think I need no further introduction.
I think I've called you freak lips before, yeah?
Who's to say?
In Congress.
Only when you're kissing him.
I was about to say in Congress, yeah, sexual or otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise or sexual.
Nice, man. That's good. Tonight I'm... Also, if you guys couldn't tell, we're a little bit jazzed up. We're a little bit zhuzhdy-wuzhdy tonight. Because tonight, and if you couldn't tell from the fucking very specific image behind the boys, tonight's a little bit of a celebration. We'll get into, fuck it, I'll say it now. After I explain what the fuck we're doing here tonight. This is very muy professional, around here.
You're not gonna say it now, then?
I don't think I'm gonna say it now. Actually, is the real thing.
Perfect, gotcha.
For those of you who have never been here before, we're currently playing what is called a tabletop RPG. If you know chess, it's kind of like that, but if the pawns could express that they feel pain when you kill them. We roll dice and we do improv and have fun around it and try not to cry when our good friends die.
We have dice
Cabaret...
around here. Sorry, we have fun around dice.
We have round dice. They don't roll very well. Well, no, they roll too well. Sorry. Cabaret, California. A city on the beach, a city under the moon, a city over the crust. Much like many you might know. We've gone through the history of the town numerous and numbers of times. Not gonna go too much into the actual meat of potatoes of it. I got the giggles today. This is fun. I've had a whole lime daiquiri. This is my problem tonight. A 24-hour bustling hubbub of a small town with oodles of new tech money pouring in and kind of rupturing the ancient blisters of commerce and tourism and light industry that we've come so accustomed to in this small town. Again, if you want a lot of context, I would suggest pausing this YouTube video that you're on and going back in the playlist. And if you're watching this live, fucking figure it out, man. Now, there is a store in Cabaret, California, called Commander-in-Cheer's General Store. There are employees of this store. They don't matter too much. They fight monsters, maybe. They sell shit to people at all hours of the day. But today, of all days, is about one man. Today, which October 12th in-game, I feel like the last session, or the last arc took place on, like, it must have been, like, June 14th or something. It's late August, early October. The specific date we don't know because we're not allowed to know this man's star sign. But it is tonight, the birthday of one Daniel Cranston T, owner and proprietor of Commander-in-Cheer's General Store. A yearly, if you'd believe it, birthday bash that is a veritable who's who of whodunits in Cabaret, California. All the fancy lads and employees of Commander-in-Cheer's get together to celebrate one man and everything that he does for us on a day-to-day basis. But we're going to get to that in a little bit, because first, I want to do a little bit of a kisseroo, a smoochity-doo to my three players, kind of in response to the previous arc that we did. So, boys, tell me a little bit... Oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry. New options were given to me by Streamlabs today, and I didn't need any of them.
Ooh.
No, it's bad. Can you boys tell me a little bit about what the kind of aftermath of open season was like for you? What you ended up doing in the weeks/months since our previous adventure. We went over last time that there was a pretty quiet, pretty quick, somber funeral for one Victor Timothy, friend of the stream and measly moderator, who was mourned by a small wake of his father, his close friends, and that's about it. It was quiet, it was informal, and it was kind of sad. In the days/months after, what did your characters spend their time doing? And we're gonna cut over to Henry first. And also, while we're here, do you have any? Does Kevin have any tattoos? Wait, I never got you. You never introduced who Kevin is.
Oh yeah, I guess we're doing introductions again.
We're doing introductions now.
We? Yeah, okay. My name's Henry. My character's name is Kevin. He's a cute little angel from the depths of heaven, which heaven traditionally does take place in the ocean.
Yeah.
And
I read the Bible.
So yeah, he's an angel. He's a real stand-up guy, not a human man. So sometimes he's a little bit confused, and he likes to wear colorful clothing.
And he's a real party animal, and that animal
That's
is a
correct.
small fish.
Yeah, that's true.
So in the time after open season, what did our little goddamn little boy spend your kind of sleepless nights? Because I don't know if does Kevin sleep?
He can, but he doesn't need to.
Cool. So what did you spend?
I think we've stated canonically, like, he has slept before, but it's not like a nightly thing that. It's more of like if you want to he's slept the night to regain health before, like to heal himself.
Yep.
But I don't think he needs to every night for his well-being.
Cool. Good to know. But yeah, so you had some time after. It was kind of a lull. There weren't many monsters in town. There wasn't a lot of kind of hubbub. Things were really shaken up when there were several murders in town. A lot of, oh god, why is it doing it? There we go. Now you guys are moving objects again. So yeah, tell us a little bit about Kevin's kind of the aftermath of last season. How's he feeling? How's he acting? What has he ended up doing? I heard from a little birdie that he took a little bit of a vacation, kinda, not really. A work vacation.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to chalk it up to one word, it would be, well, Golf.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting. So you golfed? You kind of went to the golf.
Hitting the greens.
You went to the Gulf of Mexico?
Whatever. Just wherever. Hitting the greens, hitting the putts, hitting the putters, the drivers, the 9-iron or whatever.
He only uses the 9-iron. He only gets holes in one. That's big for him, man. I mean, you also did return to heaven briefly, and that's obviously your personal business. Is really what I was trying to get at there.
Yeah, no, I didn't pick up on that. That's what you were.
Incredibly fair, yeah.
Yes, he did. He had sort of a debriefing / kind of a little progress report meeting with one of his bosses.
And
of course,
we signed an NDA about this. You guys aren't really allowed to know a lot of stuff that Kevin talked about while he was down in heaven. We will say that he was in the very gaudy, very 3/ well, actually, technically not 4th dimensional because time doesn't work in heaven. Classic, of course, you know. But you were in the kind of 3-dimensional space that's kind of the waiting room for wayward souls as they're supposed to be getting into whatever is next. And again, Kevin knows, I know, but again, NDAs, we're not allowed to tell normal folks, so you'll have to, get to that when you die. Not that we're suggesting any action is taken to find out this information. But yeah, you've, but kind of broadly unaffected by, by the events of the past,
I don't think, I'll leave it up to interpretation. I don't think, Kevin is, whether I think he's more affected by the events of the first by the events of open season than he has been by most things so far in his life on Earth. But
so that's still not much.
Outwardly, he's still, he's been sort of into golf recently.
That's big for him, man.
And I want to say cigars.
Ooh. Hey, man. Remember that. It's going to come up later tonight. I will say that the managers and the kind of supervisors at Commander-in-Cheers often go out on golf nights, as you called Daniel last arc, and found out that apparently there's been a golf night or two in Kevin and Daniel's past. So just, keep that in your back pocket. Chrissy, Vernon...
may I?
Hit me with it.
Oh.
I just have a question for Henry. Sorry, you said the events of open season have shook Kevin more than the events of his just life. So the events of open season have shaken Kevin more than the entirety of human history.
Oh wow, that's fair.
I mean, yes, because he's been more personally involved in this than
very fair.
Yeah,
he hasn't had he was the rest of human history for the most part. He hasn't had much of a personal stake in.
Pompeii was fine. The building of the Great Wall of China. It happened. He was there, but one guy dying in a small town in California. Sorry, many people dying.
In Archangel.
I don't want to get too much into the nitty gritty of it, but I will say it's less so that people were murdered. I don't think that affects him.
Oh no, for sure.
So just, the emotional connections formed.
Now, Vernon Roberts had a little bit of a, dare I call it a date? After the last, let me find the Desert Hills image. After our last session, Vernon had agreed to, for one day, give up his corporeal form to a good friend of his, one Shelley the Ghost is her legal name. And tell us a little bit about that, Vernon. Because we talked about this off air, remember? Remember when we talked about this, Chris?
Oh, wow. It's all coming back.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Imagine. Yes, well, as you called it a date, but I think I'd call it business. Vernon lent out his
Vernon
body
calls
to,
everything business.
And, well, Shelley was just, ecstatic being in a physical form for the first time in many decades. Really just took the afternoon to just kind of ragdoll Vernon around his bunker, kind of just flopping this way and that, walking into walls and stuff. And after one forceful stumble into Vernon's bookshelf, the entire thing collapsed. But not only the bookshelf, the entire wall that it was on. And to the much to the surprise of Vernon and of Shelley, turns out Vernon's bunker was actually quite larger than he expected it to be. So since then, Vernon's been spending the past few weeks with some learning how to do some DIY construction with the help of some werewolves to freshen up the place a little.
To break this down into actual kind of like game stuff for y'all, Vernon was one of the few people that leveled up at the end of last session, because even though he kind of came out of most of the arc unscathed, Vernon rolled quite poorly during open season, and Vernon has taken a move out of the playbook, the Expert, which allows him to have kind of a safe haven to do his magical research and conduct his hunts and business. So with the help of one Mariana's Trench, local werewolf gun runner and drug dealer. Sorry.
Mariana's Trent?
That's good. That's good.
Somebody write that down.
Somebody write that down.
That's comedy gold.
Yeah, with the help of a band of large, hairy, shirtless men, Vernon has been kind of glamorizing his dirt and blood-filled home to make it an impenetrable fortress of solid dudes. Thank you. Thank you very much. And also, I will say that Vernon, since last session, has been looking good, and he's been feeling good. He's just been on a hot streak of just great days, like pretty solidly. You've been doing much hunting,
Nice.
Vernon?
Glad to hear it.
Oh, definitely been doing a little bit. Yep.
Here and there.
Yeah.
Pick up the occasional hiker. Take them
Yeah.
out to dinner.
A very one-sided meal.
Fuck me, man. That's what Vernon said. Hey, you want to have a one-sided meal? Command. Mental domination. Yeah, anyways. Good shit. I love Vernon so much. And then we're gonna... Oh, I'll bring down this music. Forgive me, folks. The boys are gonna be invisible or still images for a second. It's fine. You won't miss them. We're gonna cut on over to friend of the stream and Measly moderator Trent Cotry. Now I feel like Trent, as kind of the emotional linchpin and most humanist of, most naturalist, because he's never wearing clothing, of the party, he was hit pretty hard by Vic's death. What were the next? You probably took like what, fair few days off work. Amber has been in town pretty solidly. You've got a cat at your apartment now. A lot's changed in Trent's life since the previous. God, I still don't have a fucking good enough image for your fucking apartment. Oh, let's see. There we go. This is what Trent's apartment looks like. Now, tell us, Trent. Tell us a little bit about your about the aftermath of the previous session for you, and then we're gonna get right. Don't worry, folks. We're gonna get to the party soon. You folks, you bought your Fire Festival vouchers, and I swear the live music is coming.
Yeah, Trent has just been taking it easy. You know, he was deeply affected by watching someone, effectively killing the body of someone he knew.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, and careful with that stuff, because there might be fans in the audience.
Exactly. Yeah, he was pretty deeply affected. Took some time off work.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time with his girlfriend.
Yep.
She kind of taught him a little bit more about like what was going on, instead of just like the brief overview she first gave upon meeting him. Kind of like, there's more than angels and demons.
Because Trent has been pretty mundane and pretty unaware of a lot of the bullshit that goes on in the world. He knew that they were angels, broadly. He knew they were demons, narrowly. And he spent a lot of time knowing specific information, but kind of the broader strokes of the whole setting were kind of lost on the boy. So we're going to... Trent. The question that I kind of asked you a little while ago. Do you have a question for me, or do you want to hit that later as it comes? About like what Trent would have asked Amber in that little kind of time.
Oh yeah, I don't think I have anything specific.
For sure. So Amber laid out for you. It was kind of a quiet little evening. You guys ordered in some. You guys got diner takeaway from the Straight, local smoky diner. And Amber got eggs over hard and a lot of hash browns. She doesn't like a yolk.
Nice.
Our Amber. That's write that down. And Amber kind of laid out for you, Trent, that quiet evening. There was a little bit of the unseasonable rain pitter-pattering on your apartment window. That the world is, in short, a bit of a chess game between the two depths of the world. There is the deep underground, the hot, passionate fire of hell, a reflection of the human world, and a trickle down and a pushing up of all of its kind of slimes and destitutes, a crystallization of its fears, and a rock location, if you will. And that's kind of where Amber's from. She works in kind of enforcement, making sure that people on the surface are kind of doing what needs to be done. In short, she doesn't like to talk about work very much, and don't worry, folks, we're gonna get some actual RP later tonight. That's gonna be what all this fucking shit is. I've read your letters. And as in opposition to the kind of hot, bubbling up of hell, there is the cool and infinite depths of heaven. It is life. It is the force of good pushing against the world, the slow degradation of the rock of evil by the beating waves of the ocean. Do you get it yet? The name of the show? Thank you. It's yeah. And from the kind of machinations of one, the runoff of the other, there are all sorts of in-between life forms. There are perversions of humanity and werewolves and ghouls and vampires. There are crystallizations of evil or of life in ghosts or in spirits or in, anything that goes bump in the night that isn't quite explained. Sure, things from hell are often, quite literally by their nature, evil and mean the world harm. That doesn't mean that they're unreasonable. This doesn't mean that they're monstrous. Sure, things from heaven are, by their nature, good. Like, literally, they are like positive energy. They are the opposite side of the battery to hell. That doesn't mean that they mean you well, and that does not mean that they would not feel bad about ending your life. It's something that Amber was very clear with talking through with Trent. And then you two had a steamy evening of cooking potatoes because you steam them.
Trent probably would have asked, where that kind of where the crown and the black sap that you described last time.
And that's the real fun thing, Trent, because I don't know, says Amber to you. We know this is something else. These are things that have popped up from time and again. There are things that I literally cannot tell you. Not oh, I signed an NDA or whatever. Just if I couldn't is the thing.
Yeah.
But this isn't really one of them, but it is, it's something else. It is just, if heaven is the positive of the battery and hell is the negative of the battery, this is a pool of water that someone dropped a car battery into. Oh. Yeah, this is something separate and dangerous and to be avoided.
Kind of completely outside.
Outside. Yeah, there is a Venn diagram. Trent, you remember math class, yeah? You remember there's the kind of the different circles of types of numbers, right? There's real numbers, irrational numbers, shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that one up in the top left corner that your math teacher was like, and you're never going to have to learn about this one, but this is stuff that doesn't fit in with any of this. That's that. You probably won't need to learn about it. I really very much hope it doesn't ever come up again. I've taken the crown, and it is somewhere else. It is elsewhere from here, and it's fine. Imaginary numbers. Yeah, the crown's imaginary. Don't worry, it's not real. But enough of the past. Enough of wrapping up from that shit that happened a while ago. No one cares about open season. No one watched open season. It's named after a gun store. It's old news. This is surf and turf team building. And there's ghosts in my kitchen again, and we're gonna go back to the thanks guys. Yeah, everybody go stupid. Go crazy. Fucking I found the track. Trent, it is, let's call it October the 12th. Is it actually? Who fucking cares? But it's October the 12th. You are in your living room. You're getting ready for the big party tonight. You didn't work today. No one at Commander & Cheers worked today. There are 3 days in the calendar year that Commander & Cheers is closed. Daniel T's birthday, Christmas Day, and Arbor Day. Now,
what about Remembrance Day?
How fucking... This is America. We don't have that here. We have President's Day and never forget it. Tell us a little bit about Trent getting ready. Paint us a little bit of a sauce.
Well, he set an alarm and then forgot about the alarm. So he really had to rush to get ready. Kind of had his outfit planned out, but just kind of,
Yeah.
It was there. It was just kind of there. And it looked good, so he put it on. And he just kind of had to rush everything.
Do you want to tell us what this outfit is? Or is it just there?
It's just there, and it's what I'm currently wearing. This shirt.
Short sleeve pattern shirt.
Yep. Flowery, very flowery.
Mm-hmm.
Tucked into some nice crisp Levi's.
Woo!
With a fantastic leather belt.
Wow.
And some nice dress shoes.
A Kirkland leather belt. Because I'm wearing a Kirkland leather belt right now, and you hear a kind of like there's been a conversation between you and Amber. Amber's been getting ready in your bathroom. She is your +1 for this evening to Daniel T's birthday bash at George Clooney's Bar and Grill on the beach. No connection, no relation, unofficial. And we're there now. And Amber is just kind of like, doing her face, doing her hair in the bathroom. She's like, why's the music that? Anyways, it's fine. We're going to go over to this one. We're going to say, Trent, honestly, it's going to be fine. If they're there, they're there. And if they're not, it'll be a lovely evening regardless. And had you considered that I actually maybe want to meet them, actually?
I know. It's just, they can be a bit much. I didn't want to force that on you.
You asked me if I wanted to come to the party. You asked me with the full knowledge that your parents might be there, Trent. And if they are back for this, then I'll get to meet them and it'll be fine, Trent. I'm sure they're nice, and worst comes to worst, they'll see me a bit too drunk, I'll see them a bit too drunk. I'll still meet them, I'll look great doing it, I'm not worried, thank you, you look fine. I'm kidding, you look great. But, honestly, it's going to be okay. I know these parties get a little bit wiggy, a little bit wacky, and Trent, you've been to pretty much every one of Daniel T's birthday parties as long as you've been, able to do so. Kids are not so well invited to these parties. If they show up, they're expected to not be there too late into the evening. They are frozen. Thank you, Chris. I don't know why it does that. Well, I know why it does that, but I don't know why it did it this time. The parties are always quite crazy. It's pretty much the staff of Commander & Cheers and all of the rogues gallery of Daniel T's Facebook wall. A bunch of old so-and-sos and a real who's who of people in Cabaret. Chris, can you... Okay.
Would you say Daniel T is sort of an influencer in Cabaret?
I'd say he's... I'm gonna say that there have been talks of him running for mayor. It's not happened yet, but there have been very serious talks about Daniel running for mayor. Ooh. Now, Amber comes out of the bathroom, and she's wearing a very simple charcoal-colored kind of, spaghetti strap dress or whatever the fuck, with kind of a little, bone-style headpiece and trilobite earrings, very similar to Trent's own trilobite necklace. and she just kind of like, like grabs you by the fucking ears. It's like, listen, seriously, we're gonna have a really nice time. We're gonna have some food. We're gonna see some friends. I don't know. I think that I've been trying to avoid Kevin for work purposes, but I think that it would be nice to talk to him. And if Vernon's there, that would also be great. They're lovely guys, your friends. Maybe someone else. Maybe we can talk to Brent. Not like Brent, like Estevez, the big guy. Yeah, great kid. When I was buying loafers that one time, he was there. It was good. Now, the two of you have decided to walk to George Clooney's Bar and Grill because you're planning on getting pretty wasted tonight. No need to take Amber's car or, park your bike out front.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is Trent's father's name Brent?
Yes. Yeah, Brent.
Was that ever stated?
Brent. No, never.
Right this is unprofessional. I'm sorry, but I have to leave for like 2 minutes.
Right now. Unbelievable. Right now. Trent said this was going to happen, but he has to go sign for a package. So we're going to say to Vernon and to Kevin, what time do you think that you two would show up to a party?
What's the call time?
Food starts being served at like 7:30, 7:42, let's say, because that's the time it is right now. And then things start ramping up from there. But people aren't expected to be there before like 7:30 or so. Some people do. Quite a few people show up quite a bit later than that. And to the two of you, do you think that you've gone to these parties in years past? Do you think you've kind of celebrated with the company? We don't need to go into how long you've worked at Commander and Cheers like that, but just presuming that you've worked here for at least a calendar year, do you think you went to the last year's Daniel T. birthday party?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Kevin would have. And Kevin would show up either extremely late or extremely early.
I do
Probably one of the two.
I do like extremely early.
Yeah,
because then we can paint the scene a little bit. Now, Kevin, are you bringing a +1?
I believe I tried to invite Trent as my +1, but I was informed that he was already coming. Trent got and Trent's currently walking there with Amber. That's why we can't see him. So, Kevin, you show up to the historic George Clooney's Bar and Grill. Oh, fuck, if you guys are frozen again, I'm very sorry. It's just, this bullshit's being... don't think we are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Trent's back,
into the room.
but we can't... Trent's back, but that wasn't on camera. Do you know why? Because Streamlabs doesn't like me doing this. I'll put this over here. Oh, wait, no, you guys are visible now while we're doing this. So, Kevin, you show up to the historic George Clooney's Bar and Grill, a pretty tasteless, very tacky tiki bar on the beachfront of Cabaret, California, with a big sign that says George Clooney's Bar and Grill in huge letters, and very small letters underneath that, no relation, all copyright free. Any relation to the real George Clooney is completely fictional, and a picture of George Clooney on the door. What's Kevin wearing to this shindig?
Once again, I'm going to say canonically exactly what I'm wearing now. The nicest clothes he owns.
Just a nice shirt, still very patterned and confusing. The pattern's very complicated.
I guess my camera isn't I can't get it on camera, but I am wearing just jeans and nothing is tucked in, so I think I'm going to say that that's also part of the outfit.
Damn, a real beachfront casual vibe.
Hold on, let me walk away from my camera a couple of paces, and then you guys can see.
Fashion show.
Wonderful stuff, my friend. He's here in the flesh. So you show up and you hear electronic mute. Oh, sorry, very important. What's Kevin's shoe situation? Sandals, I'm guessing. Like he's DJing a beach wedding.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, the bow tie's coming off, folks, because we're at the party now. And the party starts
Did
in
you
like
put it on for the walk there?
I did, yeah. It takes a long time for me to walk to these streams. You go through the spacious and fern-laden front doors of George Clooney's Bar and Grill, and you see the whole, again, very tacky, very over-decorated space has had even further party decorations just slathered everywhere. There is a massive banner that says "Happy Birthday to Daniel Cranston T." There are gold and silver streamers everywhere. Every table has cups and plates. There is an expansive and long bar that I will get up to. And oh, why is this excellent? There's a expansive and very low-res bar at one end of the room, and you see a very short, stout, kind of round-looking person just looking at you very calmly and idly, standing behind the bar, not standing, sitting on a little stool. And you see in the corner one Madeline Albarn, one Daniel T, and a lot of the other kind of higher-ups at Commander and Cheers, and a fair few of the kind of gentry of Cabaret. You see Beppe of Beppe's Haircuts, the local barber shop. Good golly, good gosh, pardon me. I'm getting a little bit of a indigestion. You see Diane Bree, the local kind of correspondent for the Cabaret Chatterbox, who's currently talking to Daniel. And Daniel, what a sight he is, in a golden smoking jacket, sitting in a high-backed leather chair and smoking a fat stogie. He looks at you and waves a cheery wave over and says, "Kevin, early is expected and appreciated and always welcome to my birthday party."
Fancy seeing you here, Daniel. I didn't, I apologize if I'm too early.
If anything, you're later than I slotted you in for. Tell me, did you bring a +1? Who are you wearing? Let me know everything. And Mads just kind of waves at you. She is wearing a very, a sporty, sequin dress, and with her mounds of hair kind of very elaborately piled on top of her head. And you see that there are several empty champagne glasses around her, and she is clearly having a good evening.
Well, the shirt and the suit I got from my closet, and I gotta be honest with you, I forgot the other question.
You gotta tell me your tailor sometime. Now, I gotta tell you, I flew him out special. Now, Raul is a good friend of mine, you must know Raul, owner of George Clooney's Bar and Grill, and in the corner you see a very large, beefy-looking man in a very simple dinner jacket nod to you curtly and return to his 7 and 7. And he smiles to himself as Kevin's so polite to him. Now, Raul flew him out special. We got a new bartender from the East to bartend this shindig. You don't even need to tell him what you want. He just knows it. I swear he's psychic. And he holds up a very tall and very, very full, Long Island iced tea. And it's like, the man knows his stuff, I'll tell you that. And you once again peer over to the very well-stocked bar at the, again, kind of unassuming, small little man. Now, Kevin, I want you to roll weird for me.
Again?
Yes, this is a separate thing.
Okay.
I got all the boys to roll weird before this for my own device.
10.
Oh, wow. You are hit by this wave of just calm, cool, blue energy. Oh, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Whoa. Things got a little bit, You are hit by this just wave of calm, cool, blue energy. You feel this stalk of time and of emotion, and you look in the eyes of this bartender and you feel eternity strike you upside the head like a thinly prepared brick-based Christmas present, and you know that you are looking at a truly ancient and powerful being. And with a slight smile and a nod, he just goes, "It's very nice to see you, Kevin. Can I fix you a drink?"
Please. Yes, for sure.
And And as you get up to the bar, you look this person in the eyes, and they have a small name tag on their breast that says Albert, which is a joke just for me. And you look them in the eyes, and their irises are a flat and porous yellow. And as you look them once more in the eyes, you know, Kevin, that you are looking at one of the more, and again, I'm amazed, if you hadn't gotten a 10, this wouldn't have been so easy. You were looking at one of the more potent and more powerful beings of the calm blue deep. You are looking, Kevin, at a sea sponge in the flesh in this bar. One of the most ancient and soaked in angels that you can meet. And you feel just a wave of reverence and calm bliss wash over you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's very nice to be met, Kevin, but you're actually slightly mistaken. We met once before, a very long time ago. Now, if it pleases the court, a sex on the beach. Hold the sex. And he makes in a flurry of mixed shakers and stirring spoons. This sponge of a man, this short, unassuming, and this is not a SpongeBob joke. This short and unassuming figure mixes you up what does a fucking sex on the beach contain?
No idea.
Cranberry juice, orange juice, vodka, and peach schnapps, but there's no ice, and it's in a tall, wide-brimmed martini glass. And he hands it to you and says, "This is the calm before the storm, Steven." Sometimes I get things a little bit wrong. "This is the calm before the storms, Kevin. Enjoy it while it lasts, and maybe hold the beach yourself." And he goes back to polishing glasses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it.
And Vernon, do you think you arrived to a party such as this late or early?
Well, like all of his shifts, Vernon arrives 5 minutes early.
Excellent. So maybe 3 or 4 minutes after that, after some more kind of miscellanea from Commander and Shears show up. Thanks for all the sponge facts, Chris. Also, him being a sponge was, of course, only for you. After more kind of like Commander and Shears miscellaneous show up, also getting drinks. Also, keep in mind, on the big table in the middle of this room, there is one of those classic pyramids of wide champagne glasses, all filled to the brim perfectly with champagne. The people are, carefully taking one from every now and again, or getting a bespoke cocktail made for them by the bartender. And after, I will say that the Estevez brothers walk in, Brent and Kenny. I can't remember if they were cousins or brothers before, but they're brothers now. Kenny in a neat, crisp, white, ironed shirt with suspenders and a bow tie, and his much larger brother Brent wearing a cowboy hat, a very fancy belt buckle, and a bolo tie, because Brent Estevez is celebrating not just Daniel T's birthday tonight, but being promoted to Commander-in-Chief's manager of the dairy section. Something that likely took no small input from you, Vernon, as his previous kind of supervising officer in the basement. So after the Estevez brothers walk in, pay their respects to the Pope-like figure in Daniel T, we see Vernon Roberts walk through the door. Now, tell us what Vernon looks like tonight.
Well, Vernon's general attitude towards this party is that it is not too much different than a regular shift at work. So he is, in fact, just wearing his regular work clothes. He's got his
very
black
interesting
Texas suit, regular tie, regular fit. But he does know that it is a special occasion for Daniel T, and so he is in fact wearing a vest. So instead of the usual 2-piece, it's a 3-piece tonight.
It's a 3-piece today.
That is a very interesting look inside Vernon's head. How he sees the world as just one big perpetual clown show.
And from the outside perspective, let's say through the eyes of one Kevin Angel, your full name, Vernon walks in And it's maybe been a little while since you've seen Vernon. Vernon took a little bit of time off of work after last time to, quote, work on some DIY projects at home. And where before Vernon looked like a sickly, kind of skin-diseased older man, maybe in his mid-60s to early 70s, this is a very hunched-over man looking kind of past his prime, in a way. Sorry to be so rude to you while you're on call, Chris. Kevin, you see a flush-cheeked and a very particularly bright-eyed Vernon Roberts walk in. He is standing razor-sharp and pencil-thin in his usual comfortable but very... aiding ease of movement suit from Walmart, and he looks like a pretty healthy kind of mid to late 40-year-old man. And Vernon, as you're walking in, Daniel says, "Good God, Vernon Roberts in the flesh! It is good to see you, my friend!" And Madeline is also just like giving you a kind of a puzzled look, not saying anything, just looking at you again. I keep calling her Madeline. It's because it's a party. It's because we're off the clock. She's Madeline to her friends. Mads to you, rabble. And you walk over to Daniel, and Daniel's like, "Good God, buddy, it's really nice to see you in such good spirit. And thanks for coming out, man. I know last year was it wasn't your favorite event of the year. And again, I will buy you another suit. I know I spilled considerable," and he kind of looks around, "drinks on your..." That sounds like you guys fucked. He puked on you last year. "And I will buy you another suit jacket if you want one. Or it'll go into your wages. I'm not quite sure how this works. Madeline, is that..." And Matt's just like, "Not tonight. Absolutely not tonight. Tonight is party. I don't talk about money tonight. Vernon, you look..."
We love vomiting on your employee's jacket and then taking it out of their
Your jacket will come out of your wages.
Mads just kind of looks at you, sips her champagne, and says, "You look good, Vern. It's nice to see you." And then she kind of quickly walks away to talk to Brent. Brent Estevez, of course. Yeah. But yeah, Daniel's like, how you fucking doing, man? How's the home renovation going? I heard that you're kind of zhuzhying up the place. Sometime you gotta let me come over and make my fondue. I make good fondue. It's just melted cheese, but I make it quite well.
Oh.
Also, he's wearing a jaunty gold party hat.
Oh, very nice. That does sound like quite the good fondue. And in fact, home renovations have been going quite swell, I dare say. In fact, I've recently got a new library of sorts.
Vernon, I don't think I've ever heard you use a positive word like swell. Are you doing... Now, Vernon.
Yes.
Can we come with me to the corner for half a fucking second real quick?
Yes.
Yeah. Vernon, if you're on drugs at my birthday party, that's fine. You're not the only one, but you gotta tell me beforehand, man. We're lobbying out alcohol tonight.
Don't worry. I'm sober. Now?
It's not nice. That's my guy. Go get yourself a fucking drink at the bar, man. Woo, love it. I'm gonna go talk to Beppe. He owes me a drink.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. First person who said... That's not true. Everyone has said it as they walked in. Yeah, thank you very much, man. It's good. It's my favorite night of the year, obviously. It's all about me.
Of course it is.
Where does Vernon go after this? You see your friend, Kevin, sitting over, probably just like at a table, drinking your sex on the beach, hold the... Did I say hold the beach? Does that mean it's just a sex? No, sorry, sex on the beach, hold the sex. Yeah. So it's just a beach. So there's extra ice in it. Yeah, where does Vernon go? Well, what's Vernon doing?
Yes, so first things I'm going to do is I'm probably going to grab myself... I'll grab myself a champagne.
A little, one of those little kind of dessert bowls of champagne.
Of course.
And then... And it's very nice stuff. It's I don't know, fucking Chateau de Neuf. It's actually it's probably like nice California sparkling wine. It's it's a little bit Vernon prefers a red, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you did either Vernon or Kevin, are you going up to talk to anybody at this kind of current stage of things? Because soon the real party's going to be showing up.
I'm gonna go up to Madeline.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Madeline. How's it
Yeah.
going?
Very good. Very good night. Yeah. Took you long enough to get here, man. What
Did
time?
it?
It must have.
I thought I was told I was here early.
I was also.
Really knows
Yeah,
that
right?
kind of thing,
Crazy
you know
stuff.
What I mean?
Yeah, what's I'm just trying to have a nice night away from things for a bit, you know? Do you
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have a landlord, Kevin? Do you
Of course not.
Oh, are you one of those?
I don't rent my house. If you're asking, do you need a place to live?
We'll fucking see, man. Like I said, yeah, no business talk, no life talk tonight. I'm just drinking. Tonight's
No, you know what? You know what? For you, Madeline, I think I have an attic, and I would be willing to. Sublet it to you.
Kevin,
I'm sorry, I say sublet. I am not renting the house.
Oh, I see. So you'll let it to me.
Yeah, yep, that's what I said.
Oh, Kevin, if it comes to that, it comes to that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll keep you in mind. You'll be in my pocketbook. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Options are okay. Again, no work talk tonight, Kevin. If you dare ask, you're not gonna ask me about the salaries. You're not. It's fine.
My salary?
Do you get that? That's been the one part that again. You're tricking me. You're tricking me, and you're fucking with me. I don't want to hear it tonight, Kevin. She goes over to the bar, to get a drink.
Now hold on. I want to ask you, Max.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Kevin is on a salary, if he gets paid hourly, but is Kevin on a salary and Mads isn't?
Nah, Mads is definitely a salaried worker at this point. She's been there long enough, and like she makes the fucking store work. At that
she's
point,
like the only person at Commander in Cheers who like
does anything.
Yeah, she's like the you of the place.
Thanks, man. Like the game master.
No, that's a fun reference to
our job,
your last job,
our previous job. Yeah.
Our previous job.
At that point, we see Ramil Sailor walk in just kind of a very clean, all black tuxedo, black shirt, black jacket, hair braided kind of elegantly down his back. He kind of like makes his introduction, and he goes and he shakes Brent's hand and starts talking with him, and stuff's good. Vernon, that champagne glass is starting to get kind of empty. It's a small amount of alcohol, and you're kind of probably standing pretty alone at this party, as you're kind of a pretty sedentary guy, and you hear very clearly, as if they were standing right next to you, a voice say, "Mr. Roberts, it's good to actually meet you. Could I fix you a drink, actually?" And you turn, and you see from across the room, looking right at you, is this kind of small, undiscernible, undefinable figure. And you get some pretty bad vibes from them as a vampire, but not hostile to you, it seems. Just simply, I'm gonna say you can pretty easily tell that they are angelic in some way. But yeah, what does Vernon do?
Yes, I guess that would be nice of, yes.
Yeah.
I'll have a drink.
Yeah, don't even, I already know what you're gonna want. And he starts kind of looking behind him, and he kind of hops off the stool, and you see this is like, again, like a pretty unimposing figure. It says, "For Mr. Roberts, a very bloody virgin." Sorry? A virgin Bloody Mary. And he starts mixing up this drink, and he just kind of like pauses. He adds the I was about to say strawberries. He adds the tomato juice to it, shakes it up, and then he just kind of looks at you for a second, Vernon. He's like, that's interesting. I've not had this order in a hot minute, my friend. And if I can call you my friend, because you seem like a lovely man.
All right, yeah.
Just and I gotta say that you have a bad habit of taking drinks from strangers, Mr. Roberts. And he pulls out a thin, clear liquid from a bottle beneath the bar. And does Vernon read Russian?
I think particularly well.
How about, you know what, roll sharp. Roll sharp to see how much of this Russian on this bottle you can read.
All right. Ooh, that's 7 minus 1, 6.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, it must be vodka that he's adding in, right? It's written in Russian, it's clear, and he just adds some into it. And it's like syrupy when he adds it in. It's a thick kind of like maple syrup style kind of a texture to it. And he mixes it in, and it kind of thins out this red drink. And also, he called it a Virgin Bloody Mary as a joke. There's a lot of alcohol in this Vernon. And he says, I will say that this was specifically concocted so that the contents of your hip flask would taste quite nice in it, Mr. Roberts. But don't drink it all in one place. I think that any advice that I would give to you, bartender to patron, would probably fall on deaf ears, would it not? So I would say, just trust less, but listen more, Vern. And you have a good night. And he goes back to shining up glasses. And at that point in the evening, we see young Trent Roberts and his lady love, Amber.
Trent Roberts?
Did I say Trent Roberts?
Yeah.
Adopted son Trent Roberts. We see Trent Cotry and Amber. She doesn't have a last name. Walk in, and Brent and Kenny sprint up to you and say, Trent, absolutely introduce us! And like they're so stoked, and Amber's like, hi, so nice to meet you guys. Wow, for one. Lots,
Alright, let's do this quick, do this fast. There's gonna be a lot of these introductions.
There's gonna be a lot of these, yeah, and...
Brent, Kenny, this is my girlfriend, Amber.
I called him by first name.
Yeah, he calls fucking Kenny by first. Who calls Kenny
Yeah.
Mr. Estevez? He's younger than Trent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just asking.
So nice to
I
meet
think
you,
Kevin
Amber.
calls him Mr. Estevez.
We've... so nice to meet you, Amber. It's like, we've heard so much, yada, 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 back and forth, so many pleasantries. Amber is a little bit overwhelmed, but, kind of, pleased to meet these people. Trent, where do you go first? Amber goes to the bar. Trent, where do you go first at this shindig?
I'll probably stick with Amber since she doesn't really know anyone.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if anyone else comes up and is like, "Who are you?" I can be like, "She's with me."
It's a very Trent response.
Yeah, Daniel kind of waves over to you as you walk in. Mads sitting in a stool by the door is like, Katri, good to see you. This must be Amber. I've heard so much about her. Amber's like, wow, yeah, hi.
You.
Oh my god, she's fun. Hey, Trent, we're sticking with her. She's fun. Is that Mads is like, hi, I'm Madeline. Again, introductions happen. Yeah. And then Amber's head probably a little... Why is this the song that's coming up right now? Absolutely not. Sorry, folks. Amber's head snaps to look at this dude standing at the bar.
Has he been here in years previous?
No, this is the first time.
No.
In previous, it's just been like some fucking dipshit bartender. Daniel bartended one year. It was bad. He was not very good at it. And Amber and what the fuck is his name? Guys, I just tried to look up my music playlist to play, and I just looked up video game.
While this is going on, Trent walks over to Daniel because he sees he's drinking a Long Island iced tea. And
Hey, kid!
And hey, boss, how's it going?
It's the best day of the year. You know it. We all know it. It's Christmas too.
Enjoying a Long Island Daniel tea as always.
That's the good shit. That's the shit you've been throwing at me since you were yay high, my little. Remember when you came to one of my smoking parties and your mother said not to let you in the room with all the cigars, and I gave you a cigar. Oh, it's good stuff. How you doing, kid?
Doing pretty good. Good. Loving the work, loving the job.
Now I got it. Well, and for that, Madeline! Never. No, sorry. She said not to ask to give people raises. You might get a raise. You'll see. I mean, obviously, everyone gets a bonus today.
Well, it's not about me tonight, Daniel. It's all about you.
But you're all about me, is the big thing there, Trent.
And I ask for a drink from the bartender.
turn tail, walk the other way.
Oh, I thought Daniel was like at the bar still.
No, Daniel is sitting in a tall, wing-backed leather chair, surrounded by sycophants and well-wishers. Again, really just kind of looking like the Pope.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time getting my music working, folks. So for right now, it's just going to be the boys chatting. And Amber is kind of, again, warily looking at this bartender, and her and Mads are having a heated discussion about something as you walk over. And they seem to be talking about...
Mads and Amber have in common.
Yeah. They are talking about... they're talking about Amber's work. Mads is very interested in Amber being an archaeologist, and right now they're just really dishing about rocks and minerals that they're big fans of. And I was like, Trent, sweetie, how have I not met Mads yet? She's good.
Oh, Mads is great.
Mads is great. I do think we should keep it. Mads, can you hear me right now? I mean, I'll say absolutely not. We should keep an eye on her. And then the bartender says, "I'm so sorry. For one, Mr. Cautry, very nice to properly meet you. I've heard big things. I've heard really big things about you, and I'm excited to see from Daniel. I just want to say I'm excited to see where this all goes. Amber, neutral ground. I am impartial. I am here under no one else's rule. I am here under my own volition, due to agents of my own employ. And let's call it a strawberry daiquiri for the lady, a pina colada for the gentleman. Mix them up in a large glass. That's a Miami Vice. And like the two of you, I will say, careful when things get mixed up, Careful when, how do I put this delicately? Watch each other's backs. And I know you were planning on it, but it's gonna come up. And yeah, man, what's up?
Just to preface.
Trent
thought he was following until the bartender said that Daniel said something about Trent.
Yeah.
So the only thing on Trent's mind is, what has Trent done at work recently that's so worthy of praise?
to a random bartender.
Yeah, so hearing the bartender say, "Watch my girlfriend's back," I'm just kind of like, she doesn't work at the store with me.
He's an angel.
Oh.
Baby. Yeah. And like a big kahuna. It's like if you went, it's God.
God?
No. Oh wow, God. I mean, that's a whole other thing. Kind of like, I want to say the Fidel Castro of angels, if that makes sense.
Okay.
and not really, I'd say, says Albert, but that's fine. But I'll take the compliment. And you two are handed a very wide kind of bowl-shaped glass with 2 straws sticking out of it, to facilitate you two spending time together at the party. So it's the early stages of the evening. The music is kind of like, in the background, it's playing. There's probably not a DJ. It's probably just Kenny on his laptop hooked up to the sound system very occasionally. In past, the night has kind of progressed thusly. There will be kind of the early stage where people are just kind of like mingling, talking. Then food is served, usually either in like potluck style or not potluck, either in like a buffet style or in like one year it was like, like a course meal type thing. So it's probably going to be some mix of the two. Drinks. It's an open bar for the entire night. And there's also a 3-drink minimum, I will say. Or else, it's really not worth Daniel's money. Later, there is, if you look out the back of George Clooney's Bar and Grill, there is a wraparound porch with stairs that lead down to the beach where there is a large bonfire set up to be burnt later in the evening. In past, there have been karaoke machines inside George Clooney's Bar and Grill that have come up kind of when people start to move more inside plus outside. So we're currently in the kind of like mingly, chatty phase of the party. So what are the 3 boys doing at this stage of things? Let's pop over to, and also like if you want to like say that you're like, with one of the other people, if you want to say you're talking to whoever the fuck. And for people in the audience, this session is going to kind of set the stage for the next arc, the name of which will be revealed at the end of this stream, so stick around for that. So who the boys talk to, no matter what, will either give them information, little bits of insights, little bits of kind of box around flavoring for what the next arc is going to be like for me. And for you guys. So, if there's NPCs that you, also, like, obviously, like, the fucking Amber might be in it. Mad's probably gonna be there. Like, like, there's ones that I'm not gonna just, like, kick out. So do you want me to kind of run you through, like, maybe some notable faces that you see around this party now that people are really starting to, like, probably trickle in earnest?
Brent is keeping an eye out for his parents, for sure.
For sure, yeah. And for a little bit of context to folks, Trent's parents, Brent and Julie, are kind of local, pretty notable figures. They're kind of socialites in the cabaret scene. It's a pretty small town. Your dad is a fisherman, and your mother is a scientist/science teacher, kind of like a field researcher style. And they are both fast friends of Daniel, your father, Brent Cautry, no relation to Brent Estevez, some relation to Trent Cautry, are fast and close friends of Daniel's. I love Brent Cautry. It's just great, yeah. So you're just kind of like
tell the story.
No, God, no. That's on the surf and turf zone.
No.
Yeah. So you're just kind of like mingling around, keeping a very watchful eye out for your parents.
And probably mingling with Mads, because...
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Raoul Gear, the owner of George Clooney's Bar and Grill, Oscar Larch, the owner of the local kind of recording studio and record store. You got Brent and Kenny Estevez, who are currently sitting in the corner with a man that none of you have met before. We see Daniel Cranston T sitting with a number of kind of the kind of managerial staff of Commander-in-Chiefs, as well as I beg your pardon. You got where's my list? Where's my list of people? You got Beppe Brambilla, the local barber and sometimes handyman at Commander-in-Chiefs, and James Grimm, one of the other upstairs floor managers of Commander-in-Chiefs. We got Sam, one of the people who works in Surf and Turf. That's Dan Breeze here. There's a bunch of other people. Oh, and sitting in the corner, who he arrived kind of quietly through a side door and paid his, respects to Daniel. You see a small, kind of thin, almost light gray man with a thin black mustache and thinning, graying hair that you recognize as Shar Timothy, the father of Victor Timothy, who, Trent, you've met a few times, and the 3 of you all met at Vic's funeral. Any of these people that I just named, as well as, if you want to fucking make someone up that works at, Commander-in-Chiefs or whatever the fuck, what are you spending this kind of early stage of your party doing? I'll start with you, Vernon.
Vernon has been meaning to congratulate Brent Estevez, not Cautry, on his recent promotion to the dairy section.
Excellent stuff. And Kevin, where are you at while that's happening?
I'm going to go make some small talk with James Grimm, because I don't think we've ever spoken to him before, and he's one of the other managers, so I would probably at least know.
You probably know. You've spoken to him a fair few times before. Yeah. And Trent, are you sticking with Amber and Mads?
Sticking with Amber, getting introductions out of the way.
Yeah, kind of doing the rounds.
doing the rounds.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
very, very useful for me. So we're gonna start with you, Vernon. So sitting in like a very comfortable, very plush booth in the corner, you see Kenny Estevez and his brother. And Kenny and Brent are quite close. They kind of started working at Commander and Cheers in the same spot. One of them downstairs, one of them upstairs. Legit, Henry, completely accidental parallels to the place we used to work. And sitting next to Brent is a kind of small, skinny guy. Who Brent is, sitting pretty close to at the booth. And Brent, they're kind of in mid-conversation, and they're talking about all sorts of, dangerous dealings and businesses. And fucking, I gotta find this guy's name. There we go. Okay, yeah, cool. And as you're walking up to them, you see a tall, broad man in a bright yellow suit with a very noticeably long nose and bright red hair sits down and claps Brent on the back way too hard, and very loudly you hear, "Well done, young Mr. Estevez! It's always good to see a new man in the field." And you recognize this as Cale Smith, one of Commander and Cheers' leading cheese dealers, one of their main kind of dairy suppliers. And he's like, "Now I gotta go, I sound a lot like Daniel. I gotta go make the rounds, but I just gotta say, anytime you want a deal, you call Cale. But not for veg, I don't do that." And Brent kind of, pays him some money. He's like, very grateful. They kind of get back to their conversation since interrupted. And then, like someone who's seen a ghost, Brent sees you. It's like, "Oh, hi, Vernon. Thank you very much for the consideration on the promotion. This is this is a little. This is my fiance. Points to the man next to him. His name is also Vernon, and I know, okay. And this kind of like again like skinny guy, kind of looks like a runner. Is like, "Hi, you're also. It's nice to meet another Vernon." And Kenny's just laughing his fucking ass off into his he's got a rum and coke.
Well, yes, Brent, I'd just like to congratulate you on the promotion. You've done an excellent work in the downstairs, and it's nice that you're getting your chance to shine with the dairy.
I swear, man, I'm gonna do real good. I've seen some really interesting new avenues for, there's a lot of new, I feel like Commander and Cheers hasn't been working with a lot of the tech companies in town, and I feel like that dairy is really the avenue where we can do that. We can get better coolers in, better refrigeration units, obviously, at cost. We're not breaking the bank on this one, Vernon, I promise you that. And I'm gonna bring in refrigerated trucks, I tell you. I got big ideas. I got big plans. And he's like pretty already kind of buzzed.
What is the dairy currently being shipped to Cheers in?
Oh, kind of bags.
Unrefrigerated?
It depends.
Okay.
Yeah, do you wanna take a seat, Vernon? You know what, Vernon? And he stands up. Vernon, and he's probably like about your height. Like, Brent's a big guy. He takes off his cowboy hat and says, You've been a mentor to me, and I'm the man I am today, Vernon, because you made me pick myself up by my bootstraps. I didn't remember to bring them, but thank you, Vernon. And he salutes. I gotta say, Vernon,
thank you.
You were my commander in cheer.
Oh,
wow.
Kenny is crying.
Politely bow to him.
Can I get a selfie, man? This would be good for my gram. Actually, you know what? Oh. No, Vernon, I use LinkedIn now.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I hope so. And he's just full on bawling. Like, he's just bawling his eyes out.
Wow.
I love Brent Estevez. One of the first NPCs. Yeah. So is Vernon can I kind of like sit with these boys?
Yeah, I'll try to awkwardly sit while Brent is bawling his eyes out, just kind of.
Kenny shuffles down a little bit. He's like, yeah, Vern. What do you? Can I pick your brain on something for a hot second?
Sure.
We really sure do bring in a lot of material to the basement, and I know I'm an upstairs guy. And I know the politics. Don't get me fucking wrong, man. And he's like, oh shit, and he checks his Apple Watch and he gets the music playing on the loudspeaker again, and he starts playing fucking Sweet Caroline by Band. I don't know who did that one. And
Neil Diamond.
Is that?
I believe so.
Yes.
And
famous.
Brent is like, I need to take a lap, and he just gets up and starts. He's like, yeah, we're giving a little space for him. But yeah, Vernon, I feel like how would you improve the downstairs area if you were talking to someone who would maybe have more sway over the whole store, in fact? Like if you had Daniel or whoever's ear about what would happen with the store, what would you do with it, Vernon? Just random, out of nowhere question for this casual conversation that we're having. You can take the name tag off. We didn't require them tonight.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was wearing it. Well, might as well keep it on.
Of course, so people don't get you mixed up with the other Vernon, and like the other Vernon is just kind of quiet, and he's in that situation where he's at his fiance's brother's and his fiance's boss having a conversation at the booth with him. But yeah, what would you do different at Commander and Cheers?
Yeah,
or at Kick. CI, yeah, no, it's
I get it. Okay,
thanks, man.
It's very, very clever. One thing I've been thinking of recently is the backstock. Well, we sort of just have the one wall down there. We just kind of put everything on it, and it's not incredibly organized. You know, there's just sort of piles of stuff on this giant shelf spanning the wall.
And we've got so much shelf space, Vernon. I tell you. See, this is. Obviously, God, man, this is I'm glad that we got you at a Commander and Cheers, and just keep me in mind, okay?
Yes.
Thanks, man. And the conversation might continue on such as that, but we're gonna come on over to one Kevin. So you're talking to James, right? James Grimm.
That's correct. Yeah.
So James is one of the people kind of sitting around Daniel. James, we've never talked about him before. He's a pretty like muscular looking guy. Kind of got like a boxer's build, like very broad shoulders, really long arms. And he's just kind of drinking like a very smoky whiskey from a glass. And he's like, Kevin, didn't know if you were gonna make the appearance tonight. What can I do you the pleasure for? Take a pew. Let's chat.
I was expecting something. I was expecting James to be a more sociable guy when I decided to go talk to him.
I gotta be honest with you, man. Not the best thing for me to hear.
I am sorry. I was joking.
We've met before. You were at my wedding.
Of course, I remember that.
And no, it's fun. No, you know what? I've not been reaching out enough. I feel like I've not been bridging the gap enough recently. Now, Henry, it's not your name. I've got a little touch of the psychic about me. Kevin, have you been noticing anything? I feel like I can confide in you. You're like a weirdo, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. No, of course. No, it was a compliment. Yeah. It was a compliment. Have you been noticing anything weird in town? I mean, obviously the kid dying was bad. The murders were bad. And the supposed...
sorry. Yes, it was bad. Nothing weird, though. Just some murders,
no,
right? I mean, it's late summer.
It is late summer scaries, to be fair. Fuck.
It's late summer scaries. So, how's the, upstairs stock stuff?
Oh, quite bad. Is that what this stream's gonna be? Okay, I will say that we've been having issues recently with rats. Like a lot of them have come in from kind of like the fields outside of town. It's been strange, yeah, and like there's been no new construction coming in actually. So that's been I'm kind of figuring out what James Grimm is on the fly, and he's kind of like this. But yeah, now
You
Kevin,
should talk to Vernon about the rats. He's kind of like he's a sort of hobbyist pest control guy.
does he keep them?
Do you want him to?
Absolutely not. I'd rather he kill the fuckers, actually.
Then no. It is
Nice.
not.
Now, Kevin, I want you to be perfectly honest with me. And he rolls up his sleeves. He kind of like
course.
leans back in his chair, and he rolls up his sleeves. Before this night is through, I think we need a gentleman's wager.
Sure, I'm always game for a gentleman's wager.
I am going
Wait.
to keep drinking this evening, and I expect you to as well. We are going to fight, I think. How's that
Fair
sound?
enough.
Good.
Yeah,
Very good.
I can do a fight.
On
Are we
the
doing
beach?
like weapons, bladed weapons, guns, or just fists?
Oh, God, you tempt me. You tempt me, and you're a funny fucking... you're funny, I gotta say. But, nah, fists on the beach. Let's say at the bonfire, give these kids something to remember, something to talk about around the drinking fountain or the water cooler, whichever we have these days.
I can't say I've checked it out recently.
No, you've never seemed as much of a water guy to me.
You know, that's a good read. You've always seemed like the
I'm
type
a
of man to
people
get a good
person.
read.
That's why I'm our hiring manager.
Are you?
Yeah, and interviews have been going good actually. It's back to school season. We've got a lot of groceries to be put out there. In fact,
I guess that makes sense. I gotta say, for some reason, I kind of thought that was my job.
you've done it before a few times.
That does explain why I haven't hired anyone in a long time.
But
and
that's
there have been new hires. coming in, so-
Jamestown. Have you seen that show?
No.
Damn, not sure if it is one now that I've said it, but it's
Is it on the radio or? like
the radio with pictures, I believe they call it these days. I don't know. I spend most of my time at home playing with the speed bag. If you don't know, I'm not. Fuck. Not boxing. Kevin. Boxing. The king's sport, not masturbating. And Daniel and like a bunch of people's like a bunch of like women just kind of there in the corner look over at James is like, I do apologize for my actions tonight. I'm gonna go back.
That was a loud man.
I'm gonna go back to drinking my smoky peaty whiskey. But just you and I, we're gonna fight later this eve, Kevin. You listen to me.
All right.
This is good. Another round of drinks for me and Kevin.
Sure.
And,
yeah, why not? Thank you.
And Albert walks over and he says, two managers. Equal in liberty, but so divided by... And he does this whole fucking spiel about, like, the earnestness of being a manager. And he gives you two... not tall. You don't want them tall. He gives you two small glasses of absinthe with a sugar cube melted in it. He's like, in my
Sorry,
experience...
could I get this in a taller glass?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Sorry, and he gets you like the same style of glass that Daniel has his Long Island iced tea with that much absinthe at the bottom. Absinthe, yeah, that's what it is. I almost said
Fair
absinthe. With a sugar cube in it. It's like, this has always been the fighting drink in my neck of the woods, and he winks at you, Kevin. And James like, oh, do you two know each other? I never actually asked Kevin, what did you do before you worked at Commander in Cheers?
I was a wrestler.
Is that so? Whew!
Yep.
Wow. Well, nothing below the belt, as you know, but if no holds are barred for this fight that we're having, and he's like really like saying it to the room, and Daniel's like, very good, very good. I'd like to see this happen, actually. Kevin, is this good for you?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Nice. Kind of a gladiatorial combat of sorts. You hear that, everyone? Later this will occur.
It was our fun.
And we're gonna And again, while this, as you are introducing Amber to Beppe, your barber, Trent, you hear some shouting from over in the corner, and you see Brent Estevez doing a victory lap of the whole room. And as this is happening, as you're kind of making further introductions, Amber is really slurping down the daiquiri part of that Miami Vice that you two have been sharing. She's like, how you doing? This is this is a lot of people. Nothing going on yet. How's your evening? Or how you feeling about this? I gotta say that there is some stuff that I want to. I don't know if I want to be here for the entire duration of the party. We got some. I might have to. And as she is saying this, she is interrupted by a flurry of movement, like in Shrek 2. All the chefs coming out of the kitchen, and they're bringing out platters and plates of just burgers and sandwiches aplenty, but the small ones. It's sliders.
Much like
and it's...
in Shrek 2, or if you prefer the one about the train. What's the? I was hoping that I would remember it by the end.
Polar Express.
No, Polar Express.
Yeah, it's finger food, and it's horse hors d'oeuvres, and it's horse hors d'oeuvres. And there's little meatballs, little swords to stick in them, and every table in sight is covered. And just as this happens, a booming voice from near the door says, "A fisherman is never late for dinner!" And then Brent motherfucking Cotry and his beautiful wife, Julie Gill, walk in through the front door, and Daniel runs up to him and smacks him on the back, and out of his poke gives him a little bit of pipe tobacco, and they start chatting up a storm. And then, again, very similar to when Amber's head snapped over to see you, to see the bartender, Trent, your mother, from across this party, sees you and goes... and under her breath makes her pleasantries to Daniel, says, "Oh, good, and she just sprints up to you and she goes, that wouldn't be Commander in Cheer's predominant cashier and laborer, would it? Would that be young Mr. Trent Cotry? Good to see you, champ. How's it going, man?" It's
Hey, Mom. How's it
hi!
going?
Oh my god, the sailing was lovely. We just got back in from Baja, like this... Trent. She snaps again, like that, but also next style. Trent, and she pulls you aside. You didn't tell me Amber was gonna be here, Trent.
She was in town. It was kind of a last minute thing. Sorry, I didn't get the option to tell you guys.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Introductions, obviously. Brent is, sorry, Dad. He'll be talking with Daniel for a while. You two can meet later. And Amber's like, "Oh yeah, Trent, we can continue what we were saying." "Hi! Wow! Oh my god! Yeah, we met on," and she's like, "Yeah, on FaceTime that one time, but, it's nice to actually, get you in person, know that you're more than, like, a chin and nose," because Trent was holding the phone so close, and that she very clearly just had, like, another tab open that was covering the fucking FaceTime, and the boat Wi-Fi is not so great, and introductions are introduced. What do you say to your mother? How do you introduce your erstwhile demon girlfriend to your human mother, Julia Gill?
Well, Mom, this is the love of my life,
and she's beautiful. And Amber, this is I am the first love of his life, Julie Gill, and she holds out her hand, and Amber takes it, unsure if it's like a hand kiss thing, and they get a little handshake in there, and Amber's like, "Yeah, it's so nice to meet you. It's funny," and then your mother drops her drink. She was holding a champagne glass, and she is full on pog faced, and she's like, "Oh my god," and she's like, "Amber, I just swear we will return to that in a second," and she just beelines across the entire party. And Trent, you turn your head, and coming through the back door of, just like that, coming through the back door George Clooney's Bar and Grill, you see a short, cropped-haired person wearing a kind of light tweed suit. Just kind of like, well, not a suit, sorry, like a tweed vest, carrying a very small dog, and the two of you make eye contact, and recognition is obviously instant. Trent, you see Q, a very close childhood friend of yours who you've not seen in many, many years. And your mother is just fawning over them and just lauding, just kind of like, shrieking and talking to her, talking to them, and just having like this big old, just kind of like hullabaloo. And there's like, a fair few other people who seemingly know Q from the past. And Albert looks over, and Albert knows Q from the future. And Q and you share a little moment of eye contact, and they kind of sheepishly grin and like wave a little bit, and kind of make their excuses after like 3 minutes or so. And Amber's like, "Hey, buddy,
Brent is frozen.
Yeah, what's going on?
Like chills.
What's the big who's that?"
Okay, hey, sweetie,
For sure, yeah. Take a minute. Do you want the pina colada?
Yes,
Mhm.
and just big gulp.
Yeah. This is, I gotta say, fun night for me so far.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is cute. My childhood friend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's really
Parents
funny.
are a bit.
They seem to be big ol' fans.
They're a bit enamored. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna let's do a little tableau. A little tableau about young Mr. Trent's life. Trent Cotry grew up a very normal childhood in Cabaret, California. He went to school, had friends, whatever the fuck. Was a pretty bright young kid, liked the natural sciences, liked the outside world, quite inspired by your scientist of a mother. You always been like a pretty inquisitive person, and also from a young age, your father, a fisherman, took you out on the boat, took you out to see the world. He always wanted to make sure that you had like a really hands-on connection to the earth kind of beneath your feet. And you, growing up, had a friend. A incredibly close friend, like basically like a sibling in the household. They were there pretty much every weekend and most weeknights. Didn't spend tons of time at their childhood home because it was kind of like an intense space for them. The second family to Q, this incredibly good friend of yours.
They'd spend all the holiday breaks, like spring breaks and stuff. Over at my place.
And when your parents would go out of town, take the boat down to Mexico, or take the boat up to Vancouver or whatever the fuck. Just on these really long sails, Q would often come with you. You two were thick as fucking thieves. Q excelled in school. Q was a gifted kid, gifted learner. Excelled in mathematics, excelled in physics specifically, and got shit tons of scholarships outside of high school, and went off to go to, the world beyond Cabaret, and Trent didn't come with them. Q kind of expected Trent to. There was some awkwardness, some kind of unfiniteness of that leaving. And then one day, about 4 or 5 years later, Trent received an email from MIT, from, the University of Massachusetts Intelligence Technology, or whatever the fuck it is, inviting Trent to... a physical letter it would have been. Inviting Trent to Q's graduation. They graduated 2 years early, again, with just a groundbreaking thesis and theoretical physics or whatever the fuck. And the letter was post-dated for an RSVP 4 days before the letter arrived at Trent's doorstep. And Trent missed his childhood friends, one of the bigger days of their life. And Trent and Q haven't really been in contact since. Would you call that a fair summary of kind of the situation at hand?
I'd say so. I'd say
Yeah.
there wasn't much contact between
Yeah.
like the letter and them leaving.
Yeah.
Either, but like things were fine.
Yeah, things were, you weren't talking quite as often, but you were still like pretty much in contact, and it's been pretty much radio silence since then. And you see Q walking over to you and Amber. What does Trent do?
Trent stands there like a deer in headlights.
God. And so this short figure who looks, considerably older than the last time you saw them. And don't worry, folks, this isn't going to be the Trent show forever. This is just, one of the kind of events of this evening. We see in the background Kevin having a heated discussion with Daniel over more absinthe with some of the other managerial staff. And Vernon, is Vernon still with fucking Kenny? Is Vernon still chatting up Kenny?
Well, yeah, definitely still on that. Yeah.
Excellent. Phenomenal. Beautiful. A friendship was forged tonight that will last for 1,000 years. And Q kind of walks up to you, again, with this, like, kind of little dog under their arm. There's like, hi, Trent.
Hey.
Really didn't know you were going to be here. Sorry about that. Very, it's nice to see you. And Q turns to Amber. It's like, hi, I'm Q. I'm a friend of Trent's. And Amber's like, yeah, wow, very nice to meet you. I'd heard about you before. Yeah, good to, like, yeah, I'm Amber. I'm Reese. I'm Trent's girlfriend. Very and Q's like, oh wow, cool, very cool to meet you. Yeah. What's Trent? What's new with you right now? And they seem like they're kind of tripping over their words a little bit, but they seem kind of cool as a cucumber. They seem a lot less affected by this interaction than you are right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I roll for empathy?
Oh, hit me with it, yeah.
Yeah. Just like Trent is very overwhelmed and emotional right now.
Yep.
That is my weird move.
Mm-hmm. And it is a pretty weird move.
That's an 11.
God damn. Okay, what's the
First time.
What's the stipulation for success on that?
That is, I gain a clear impression of their current emotional state and intentions, and I take +1 forward when acting on that knowledge.
Ooh. I feel like Trent's probably pretty tunnel vision on Q right now. You got an 11, huh?
Trent's mind is racing, trying to think of anything to say, and nothing is coming to mind.
You just get, like, there is a little bit of, there is surprise definitely there, but there's kind of more so, the big thing you kind of get is amusement that they're seeing you, like, kind of like this. And, like, there's no, you're not getting any, like, ill will from them. It's just like, look at us. Who would have thought? Like, shit like that. Like, it is, and, oh, God, there is something else there. Kind of way under the surface. That I'm gonna say, like, Trent is, like, very, like, even if he can, like, partially decide to use these kind of empathic abilities, it's still very kind of hit or miss. You just get something at you. And it's kind of like, if you've ever eaten like something that you're not sure if it has meat in it, and it's like, there's something in that. Like, if someone gives you a Beyond Meat burger that's like really well seasoned, and they just like give it to you on a plate, and they're like, have this burger, and you eat it, and you're just like a little drunk, and you're just not sure. It's kind of what you're getting from this kind of like hit over the head with your empathic energy. And Amber just kind of like looks at you for real quick and just is like, okay, yeah. But yeah, and like Amber's like, hi, yeah, Q, what are you doing in town for right now here? He's like, yeah, I'm here instead of my boss in town. He was invited to this but couldn't make it, so I'm here to kind of like, I don't know, like shake hands, hobnob a little bit, and they just kind of like roll their eyes at you, Trent, and like it's like a punch to the fucking gut. It's like you're like a fucking like 14-year-old kid again, laughing at your goddamn bio teacher. They're like, yeah, so I brought my dog with me. This is CRISPR, because if you bring a dog to a party, people talk to you about the dog and not about absolutely anything else. So that's my kind of whole thing. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be working in town for the foreseeable future. I kind of got I was working. I don't know if Trent would have told you. I worked a government job for a little bit, but it was getting kind of stale, and Mike took me under his wing and really kind of gave me a really good opportunity here. Yeah, it's nice to kind of be back. I wasn't expecting all this. I just knew it was going to be some party that Mike was invited to. So yeah, that's kind of me. How about the two of you? I'm guessing pretty much the same. Here for your boss.
Hey, Q.
Yep. Hi.
Long time no see.
Yep. No, it's I really don't. God. Okay. If we're gonna, I don't want you to. It's okay. It's okay. Tensions were high, and it's. If we're and Amber, I'm very sorry that I kind of have to that we're I don't know, we're airing out laundry in front of you. Amber's like, oh no, it's fine. I can Trent, I can go talk to Mads for a minute if you want some time, or I can stay right here. And she just kind of looks at you dead in the eye, and she's and just trying to very clearly communicate I'm with you on this one. She seems. You probably got a pretty good sense of how Amber's doing any kind of moment to moment. She seems kind of skeeved out by this, fucking as one might be. But she's kind of she's following your lead about what you need in this kind of situation. Love that we're having this conversation with this background image on stream right now.
Amber, if you wanted to take a seat at the bar with Mads,
it would be cool to take. It would be kind of cool to take a second. Yeah, I'll let you guys catch up, old friends. And she walks over to Mads. She's like, Mads Albarn, serve me whatever you're having. And Q just kind of sits down at a table nearby and starts eating a little some risotto that's in a little cup. It's but yeah, you still working at the store, man?
Yeah, just avoiding eye contact. 100%.
They're not.
Just,
yeah.
Just doing what I always have done,
Stay in your lane, Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you graduated early. That's wonderful.
You saw that? Cool. Yeah.
I saw the letter 4 days late.
And they just kind of look at you for a second. It's Trent, you could have emailed me about that, right? You could have. I mean, I'm not going to say that there wasn't resent for that. Didn't feel great. I did save you a seat at the front. I didn't save one for my parents. Yeah. But I will say that tension is. I'm in a really good place right now, Trent. And I'm happy that we're reequating at this point in our life. Or in our lives, I apologize. We're separate. Yeah, anyways. And she kind of puts her dog down on the ground, and it just very quickly just kind of falls asleep. Very good dog. It's like a Chihuahua mix. And it's it's nice to see you, Trent. I gotta, pay my respects to is his name Daniel?
Daniel.
No. No. Sorry. I mean, first of all, the signs say denial. I assumed that was a typo.
It's really not.
Okay. Well, I'd like to catch up at some point. Maybe we get lunch or something. This doesn't. I don't know if this is the best time. Yeah, I'd like to tell you about my new job. It's good stuff. Trent, are you still? I'm happy that you're with someone, but what have you been doing? Have you been taxing yourself? Have you been working not physically, you know what I mean? How what have you been up to? I want to hear about it. I don't follow you on anything anymore. Not that you post shit. What's that about? but I didn't see that because I don't follow you on anything. But yeah, what are you doing, man? Like, fuck it. And like they just kind of like down the drink that they're having. They're like I said, we're not gonna have this conversation tonight, but to start this conversation tonight, you're better than this fucking town. And I'm not angry that you didn't show up to my graduation, but you should be doing something more than you're doing right now, in short. And I think I've earned saying that to you.
And then Trent like gets up and goes back to the bar.
See, this is why we like work parties, guys. Because you get these fun little intersections of your life, and of like you get to see people in context that you don't normally. Speaking of which, the party is beginning to wind up a little bit. Food has been eaten, and the camera pans across the whole room. We see this Q figure kind of shaking hands with Daniel, and the talk is happening. Some of the other managers are talking to them. Kale Smith is there and shakes their hand or whatever the fuck. Maybe Vernon and Kevin get called over to meet them. Brent, your father, Trent, comes up to you at just literally the worst time that he possibly could. Claps you up the back, gives you
taking a sip of a drink.
Of course, yeah, he gives you like a sand dollar that he found on the beach. It's like, boy, it's good to see you. I got some stories from being out in the water, but those can wait till the bonfire. Stories of the ocean are best told over the sea, or near it at the fire. I'll have what my son's having, barkeep. and the Cabaret Boys have a little sip of a drink at the bar. And Vernon, the party's a cake has come out at this point. It is a large, gaudy affair of gold leaf and cream puffs, and in bright, tall gold letters over the entire top of the cake, it says, "Many happy returns to our own Daniel Cranston T, 69 years young." And
He's 69.
Nice.
He's an old man.
Okay.
Where is Vernon at in the party at this point? Actually, no, we'll pop over to Kevin real quick. Where is Kevin at in the party right now? I think it would be. Actually, you know what? This will be easier. Vernon and Kevin, you were both called over to Daniel when the cake was being cut to have like a quick little sip of champagne with all like the managerial staff and some of the higher ups. Mads is there. I was going to say James Gunn. That's not his name. James Grimm.
Yeah.
Yeah. James is there. You see like some of like the higher up suppliers. And Daniel's like, "Boys, can we take our cake and can we have a moment outside on the deck real quick?" He wasn't actually making those noises. That was just Max. Can we all have a moment out on the deck real quick? And Kenny's there. Brent is now there for the first time, as he's now head of the dairy section. And you guys all go out onto the wide wraparound porch or deck here at George Clooney's Bar and Grill, looking over at the now beginning to be started up bonfire. That actually Kenny's not here. Kenny's down tending that big fire. He's kind of still working as Daniel's second at this party. Now, one and all, I'd like to thank you all particularly for taking your time away from our beloved store to and you see Daniel's like tearing up. He's crying. To spend some time with me. As the cake did say, well, folks, I'm on the edge of 70, and as the oldest person standing here, I would like to say, I think I've earned a bit of a ramble. Would you say that's fair? And Brent says, "Huzzah!" Holds up his drink, and he's fucked. He's absolutely fucked. He's drinking some Romanian milk-based hard liquor at this point to celebrate his new I think Kevin's probably got some of that stuff as well. It's tart, it's sour,
like curdled milk.
Like curdling milk, yeah, for sure. Or girdled milk. It's held back. I've been the owner and proprietor of Commander and Cheers for 37 years now. And I gotta say that it was nowhere near what it was now. Back then, it was worse than it was now, and I think I've done a hell of a good job making it what it is today. But I think I would like to take this time to formally announce that my time at Commander and Cheers is not long. I'm not leaving tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm leaving this year. But I need people to, and like there is like uproar. There is like of all jokes aside, Daniel is he lets some shit slide that not a lot of managers and owners would let slide. And Vernon, now some of the shit that Kenny was saying to you is starting to kind of fall into place a little bit. And Daniel says, now, I'm gonna be honest, when I bought a shitty, and I'm sorry for swearing, but when I bought and I'm sorry to disrespect again, Our Lady Love Commander in Cheers, which was called fucking Clooney's Corner Store at the time. No relation to George Clooney's Bar and Grill. It was a common name at the time. So maybe some relation. That's interesting. We need a historian in this town, honestly.
Clooney fever.
Thank you, Trent. There was Clooney fever in the air. Why are you out here? You're not a manager. Needed some air from the party. It's getting a little stuffy in there. I get it. Take a fucking breather, man. Christ. But yeah, my time at Commander in Cheers is not long for this world. I'm doing fine. Like, I'm not dying or anything. I just want to fucking retire. It's like, I don't need to be there every day. And I will be honest with you all. I have had a few offers to buy up the store. I have had a few offers to buy up the property. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing, and I'm not making any decisions, and I'm not fielding any questions tonight. I just thought that I'll kiss you as I rip off the Band-Aid, you know? I thought that you have all given quite a bit of time and quite a bit of effort to my dream of the just most hustling piece of fucking infrastructure in this goddamn town. The single beating heart of this goddamn beautiful, beautiful town. And I'm not moving out of goddamn Cabaret. You guys aren't getting rid of me that fucking easily. But I just wanted to thank you all for, for just, making this team what it is today. I would like to cheers for once, not to myself, but to all of you in your reflection of me. Hip hip. Hurrah.
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 A commander in cheer, if you will. Oh, that's good. Now, Vernon, you walk into the bar. You walk back inside. Maybe to get another drink. Maybe to see what's going on. Mads kind of walks past you and walks up to the bar. And walking through the front entrance this time, you see a tall, barrel-chested man. He is wearing a soft, burgundy red suit. He has slicked back hair. He is wearing no tie, and you see the shine of cufflinks from his sleeves as he kind of checks his wrists. And with a snap of his head, he sees Madeline walking to the bar, and he walks up to her and just kind of like puts a hand not over her shoulder, but just kind of like on the bar next to her and seems to be chatting her up. And Vernon, the man that just walked into the bar is one Darren Montague. And we're gonna, it's funny? A lot of coincidences happening tonight. A lot of coincidences in Cabaret. What's that about? We're gonna take a little bit of time to talk about Vernon's past. Now, Vernon, you've been around for a pretty long time. Not as long as some, not as long as certain sponges or some species of fish and crab. But you've been around the block a fair few times. Started your life earnestly as a hard-working young vampire, born a vampire, to hard-working Welsh immigrants that happened to acquire a cattle farm. But the Depression hit all of America pretty hard, and Vernon needed to find work. And one of the few people that would be willing to work with a vampire who could trust him not to kill him and suck out their blood was another vampire. One such vampire being Darren Montague, a man you've not seen in quite some time. You want to tell us a little bit about Vernon and Darren?
Yeah. So during the Great Depression, just beforehand, Vernon had been trying to make a sort of a life on Wall Street, but timing was quite unfortunate, and that sort of left Vernon quite financially destitute, and I guess also food destitute.
Yeah.
Not
Bloodstitute. Yeah.
Yeah, bloods. Couldn't have said it better. And he ended up having to work a few busy jobs with Darren. So they sort of were partners in crime, quite literally, doing all sorts of shenanigans. At one point, tried to work at a coal mine. They found it was actually a great place to get some free blood, and since apparently
I can imagine it would be, yeah.
Really care about the employees.
But yeah, Darren, like all vampires, like Vernon himself, is a completely inhuman, terribly dangerous individual, and he currently seems to be chatting up one Madeline Albarn at the bar. Now, Vernon, you're probably thrown for a little bit of a loop for this one, because, like,
oh yeah,
Darren is someone you've not heard of for a very few years, and last time you heard, he was running some scam out in fucking Austin, Texas. What does Vernon do, given this kind of situation? And I will say that I was about to call him Alfred. That's not Albert. The bartender just kind of looks at you and just like smiles, and just pulls out that strange Russian bottle from before and starts mixing up a drink.
Ooh, I'm gonna try to awkwardly insert myself into this conversation and just say hi to Darren.
So you walk up behind, again, this just like tall, broad, unlike Vernon, he looks like in the prime of his life, like he couldn't be older than like 25. He's got a wide mouth, filled with thin, sharp teeth, not too, conspicuous to your classic human, and he is just making this just like beeline dead eye contact with Madeline as he's talking with her, and she just like seems to be just like relaxed, enjoying this conversation and kind of very engrossed in what he's saying. And as you get up, you hear him telling a tall tale. He's spinning a yarn, trying to catch the attention of this lady at the bar, and this is something that you've heard Mr. Montague do several times before. And you hear in his thin, dangerous, chisel-like voice, it's funny. I've not spent a lot of time in Cabaret or in California in general, but I used to run business all up and down this coast. Spent most of my time up in Oregon, going from the east to the west. Mad's like, so not the coast, actually, running the border. He's like, yeah, it's one way I would actually put it. You I gotta say, you look very very nice this evening. Can I get your name? And he's just staring her down, and at that moment he kind of just goes, and he just inhales, and his eyes go very wide and then very narrow, just looking off into the distance, seemingly kind of making a little bit of a calculation to himself, in the same way that, if you ever see like when you can really clearly see a dog think, like you can really super like clearly like see a dog like process information, it's like that. He's like very like, he's gotten something from this smell and he's unsure what to do with it, and he just like kind of very slowly like kind of like holds his hands up and turns and says, I didn't mean it. Vernon Roberts. Sorry, Miss
Montague.
Yeah, Miss Madeline, I'm afraid that I will have to. And she's like, I still didn't tell you my name. He's like, yeah, no, it doesn't. Hey, man, hey, it doesn't matter. You go talk to whoever the fuck you want to talk to. And he just kind of takes you by the shoulder and he just shoves a glass of whiskey in your hand. He's like, Vernon, how the fuck are you doing? You look really, really good, man. What the hell's going on? I didn't know you were in town. I just heard. What's happening, man? He's just like, he's giddy. Like, he's clearly like over the moon to see you. And he smells He smells like just like hot, fresh blood. It's just like just wafting off of him. Yeah, what? I didn't know you were. This is a little bit embarrassing. I came in town because I heard there was some new big kahuna moving around here, making some big old vampiric moves, and I was thinking I could either like swindle him out or whatever he's doing, or trying to get something down. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Vernon? Because I gotta be real. For just half a second, I smelled something real interesting on you, my friend. So what's the score?
I've been in Cabaret for the past decade around, actually.
Is that why I've not heard from you? That's quite funny. So you've been at this party. You've been at this fucking place for over a decade. You've been at this party for more than 10 minutes. Like, what are we like? Who's up against the wall first, my friend? Like, who we're like this? We gotta celebrate. This gotta be a fucking bloodbath. That Madeline character seems quite fun, and she seems very able to be got by the old. And he kind of gives you like a weird bit of like a stare. He's like, or was she? Is she something separate? And I'm gonna say that. Trent, you're at the bar, and you see this guy talking to Vernon, and you see an expression and kind of a mannerism on Vernon's face that you've never seen before. He's always been very closed off every time you've known him. And maybe Kevin, you and Amber make some eye contact across the room, and you two have seen some shit both separately and together. And this is, as soon as this guy walks in, that's probably some pretty fucking bad news. So I'll let you guys, kind of mull over that as you do it. But you definitely, you clock these two immediately. But yeah, Darren kind of takes you over to, a little side booth. He's like, yeah, I gotta tell you, my friend, if I'd known you were in town, I might have, gone, north of the border a little bit earlier. I've actually been south of the border, as you will, for about a year and a half now, after things in Austin went not so good, not so great. But I was contacted by a friend of mine who pointed me in the direction of this party. But I must say, I did not know that anything such as this was going to be occurring. So tell me everything.
Whew. Well, what can I say? It's been a few decades.
Yeah.
I guess I've mostly been trying to live things on the quiet side recently.
Staying on the fringe, I respect it, but
yes,
surely a sharp implement such as yourself can't stay in the knife drawer for too long. What's the real plan, man? What we fucking getting? Who we like? That fucking old geezer whose birthday it is, that dipshit, we can take him. Who we getting first, man?
that's the thing you see, Darren. Well, this is I kind of, if you don't mind too much, these people, it would kind of be better for me, at least, if they were kept undrained. This is a work party of sorts, I gather, and
You gather.
These... What the fuck happened to you? What the fuck are you talking about? And he's getting pretty heated, and people around are just kind of looking around. It's absolutely.
Can I walk?
Please,
Can
yeah,
I walk up with Amber.
Yeah, so as the two of you kind of walk over this booth, and Amber's like, "Oh, that's bad. You can see that's bad, right, Trent?"
I just no, I want to walk over with Amber and just be like, "Hey, how's it going? It's been quite some time after I took that time off work, Vern. Long time no see."
Yeah, Vernon, yeah. What's going on, man?
Oh, hello, Trent and Amber. It's fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, excuse me, you two. We are actually in the middle of something right now. This is work, or I guess it's pleasure. Oh, I was gonna say pleasure. That's also fun. See, this is our kind of dynamic. Because kind of business and pleasure, kind of business casual as the two of us. So if you two could go away, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you later. And he just kind of like looks you in the eyes, Trent. Trent, you feel just this like wave of, oh, I don't need to bother this guy. He seems like such a nice young man. He just seems like a really friendly dude. Just wash over you. And Amber's like, nah, cut that shit out right now. And she just like fully knocks you out of it. And Darren just like looks at her and he's like, oh, I do actually see. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't Vernon.
Yes.
Who's the demon? And Amber's like, hi, yeah, no, well, Vernon. Actually, you know what, Vernon? Please.
Yes.
Please.
Oh.
Introduce me. Give my bona fides.
Yes. Darren, this is Amber, and she is a local demon of sorts.
And I'm actually particularly invested in plenty of these people not dying. And Vernon, and could you introduce me to your friend, please?
Yeah, yes. So, Darren, Amber, and Trent. I guess Trent is a co-worker, and Amber is a friend of a co-worker. So by extension, I'd.
Vernon, I think you're my friend.
Well.
We get along. Yeah, Darren, very nice to meet you. I would suggest that you don't be here right now, actually. I don't know how you got to this party, but I will say that this town is... We've already got a vampire in this town, actually. In fact, we recently just got rid of some of them. Not us, but they're no longer here. So please leave. Firmly, I'm saying it, though. And Darren is just like, Vernon, let's get out of here. Let's hit the evening. It seems that we're not wanted.
Come on, Vern, let's go grab a drink. I could really use one.
Oh, pulled both ways.
Do you think
Kevin
would have like noticed this unfolding by this point?
I like to think that Kevin's sitting one booth away.
At all
So would he have
times.
noticed it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna stand up from my booth, excuse myself from whatever conversation I'm having, or not, you know. Let's just go with or not.
No, yeah, we'll have that fight later, man.
I'm talking to him again.
He's talking to
Still.
you. He was asking what your
gonna-
favorite wrestling moves were.
I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna just put my hands down on the other table and I'm gonna just address Vern and say, hey, are we getting another round of drinks, Vern?
Oh.
Trent?
Yeah, come on, Vern, we're all waiting for you.
Yeah, I guess so. Just a moment. Yes, I will be with you shortly. Darren, if you want, we can talk after this party, but
And Darren looks scared.
Cabaret's there's a reason why I've been trying to keep it low here. Cabaret's not what it seems.
Yeah, kind of a diamond in the rough, huh? Hey, for
Yeah.
real? What the fuck's the kid's deal? Because I can't even tell.
Well, he's sort of under mentorship by, I guess, both a demon and an angel.
And you, Vernon, don't discount yourself. You're teaching him some really good, useful stuff.
Yeah, Vern, you taught me a whole night course.
Wow, yeah. Fair enough.
What the fuck happened? I mean, again, I can see that I'm not welcome here. I'll simply order myself another drink from the bar and just see myself out at my leisure. How's that sound to you, you fine gentlemen? And late ma'am, sorry. Fuck. And also, like, I mean,
I don't like this guy.
if you're at a booth and like Trent and Amber are standing up, he's sitting across from you. And, he can't get up unless one of you gets out of the way. Yeah,
Darren, I hate to be rude, but yes, we can. It's a bit of an odd introduction of sorts.
No, I get it. Whenever old friends come back into town, whenever you want with your new friends, I don't want to embarrass you, Vernon. But I hope you know
When
that
hearing old friends, Trent shuts up because he completely forgot about that for a second.
you've managed to I think you've managed to fully embarrass yourself, Vernon. And whatever the fuck I smelled on you earlier, I don't think it's worth shit. You know that. We'll see you around. And he just gets up and he just walks out.
Can I just I want to have a sidebar with Vernon. Can I kill that guy? Do we mind?
I'd rather not. He's a vampire, as I'm sure you can tell. But like, maybe just I'll try to keep an eye on him. But I'd rather you not end him right away.
Could Trent tell? Could Trent tell?
He just saw the look in Vern's eyes. He didn't know what was going on. He knew something was going down. Can I have a sidebar with Amber?
Yeah, what's up, babe?
Can I deck this guy?
Do you?
Are you putting
Is that a bad move?
I gotta say, like, great energy you're bringing to the evening. I really don't know how well that's gonna go for you, and I don't want to use my sword tonight, Trent. I gotta be honest with you. I'd like to just like maybe have like a nice sit down with our buds, have a drink, and then if we could maybe kind of get back to some of the stuff we were trying to talk to earlier, and maybe have continue our night elsewhere. Would that be so? Would you hate that idea, Trent?
I wouldn't hate that idea.
Nice, man. And Kevin?
You know what?
Kevin?
All good. Yeah.
I am talking about sex this time.
Hey, careful.
Sorry.
I mean, it is someone's 69th birthday.
I
don't follow.
You know what? I'm gonna go talk to the guy. I won't kill him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go have a word.
And you go outside and you see this tall kind of, again, like really just barrel chested figure. He's got if fucking James Grimm is built like a boxer, this dude is built like a better boxer. He's got kind of slicked back salt and pepper, like prematurely salt and pepper hair. The only thing that gives away that he looks like anything other than like a very young, healthy man. And he's smoking a thin cigarillo and just kind of like eyeing the streets around Cabaret. And he seems to. How does Kevin approach him actually?
I'm just gonna saunter up to him and clap him on the shoulder. Hey man.
He drops his cigarillo. He's like, hello. I don't know if I got your name. Hi.
Kevin. Pleased to meet you. I go to shake his hand.
And he takes your hand, and you feel a crisping of skin under your pretty strong grip. And he's like, it's always nice to meet the new coworker. Can this not? Hello, sir.
Oh, there's no need for formalities.
I still don't.
I think
I don't know your name.
Did I not just say it was Kevin?
I was
genuine question. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I didn't. I was distracted by and he kind of like looks over your shoulder real quick. He's like, nothing. Sorry. Yeah, I'm leaving the party. Absolutely leaving the party. Not even gate crashing. I was not going to follow anyone home. I certainly will not now.
I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I did not think that you were going to before, but I definitely do now. Yeah, man. You know what? I think.
Can you please let go of my hand?
I think we're clear.
Yep.
I let go of his hand.
And you see that there is on his palm, there is a red palm, and he's a pretty pale guy. He's a vampire. But there is a pretty searing handprint over his other hand. It's incredibly clear, crystal.
banish him.
Yeah, roll banish.
I'm gonna roll.
Roll banish, please.
Hold on, wait. What is plus? Nope, that's a fail. That's a miss.
That's a miss. So you stand there and you kind of look him down in the eye, and you. What do you say? You mark experience for that. Absolutely, you mark experience.
Yeah. That makes me that lets me level.
He just kind of stands there as you point at him, and he just kind of goes, "No, I am gonna go that. I am going that way. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Perfect.
Is that it?
Oh shit! Wait, that's
Is there
I marked harm.
Is there anything? Was there anything else, Mister? Kevin, sorry,
nope,
Kevin.
No, sir. You have a good night now.
And he just kind of turns tail and walks the other way. And as Kevin turns around to go back into the bar, we see Darren start walking down one of the main streets of Cabaret, and then turn off into an alleyway and take a crowbar out of his pants leg and jimmy up a manhole cover, go down it, and cover it back up over his head. And then back inside the bar, we have Trent, Amber, Vernon, Kevin sitting at one of the window booths, looking out at the bonfire burning outside. Trent, in your line of sight, you see Q talking with Daniel down by the fire. They seem to be pretty intently conversing. Mads over by the bar has taken up, which is okay, everybody, this is my last drink. I'd like to thank everyone for the journey they came on. I'd like to thank
that 4 glasses ago.
Yes, Trent. But this is my last drink, and I was thanking you for the journey that everyone went on with me this evening. To the Vernon, where did you take that handsome man who was whispering sweet nothings into my ear?
Oh, he had sorry, he realized he had some business to run.
That's the problem with you fuckers. You're always working out the grind. Every time you're interested in a fella, he's just work. That's fine. You boys have a good evening. I'm going to go walk down to the bar, give Daniel a piece of my mind, and then I am going to go home. And for anybody who wants to think of anything, I have a considerably large thing of bear spray in my purse, so I am fine to get home. Actually, I live very near, for now, Daniel. Not Daniel. Again, it's a confusing name. Good night, everybody. It was lovely seeing you. Trent, you know what? You want to do a shot with me before I leave?
Let's have at her.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is good. And this will be my last shot of tonight. Different from a drink. Separate.
Of course, no.
Separate issue.
Totally.
And the bartender's two ill-accompanied friends trying to bridge a gap, long since not there. And you really don't know if this guy really knows what the fuck he's talking about at this point. And he pours you a kind of smoky, cinnamony, licoricey mess in a glass that is
Fireball and absinthe,
with something syrupy in between it, to kind of make striations of one go into the other, and you shoot it back, and it's bad. It feels bad, and Mads just kind of looks at you and is you know, Trent, it's really funny, and I'll let you get back to your girlfriend. She's lovely. It was so nice meeting her. You gotta bring her into work sometime. If she needs a job, I can get her whatever the fuck. It's nice to see you doing good, kid. Because I'm gonna be real. The whole shit with Vic hit me pretty hard. I'm gonna be real with you. I You're gonna think this sounds so stupid. I thought it was like vampires or whatever. It was a bad couple days. Vern was super nice, set me on the straight and narrow. Made sure that I knew, like, he really he assuaged my fears. It was honestly like really decent of him to do that.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, and he is a cool guy. He gets shit for looking and acting the way he does, but you know what? I think he's fine. I think he's no harm to anybody, and he does a good job, and he makes my job so easy. Number crunch, like you two, you clock in consistently. Your sick days are with paperwork. It's fine. It's good. You tricked me. I said no business talk tonight, Trent. You old devil. She just like walks out the back door, and just kind of like goes down and the stairs down to the big bonfire outside. Walks past one Brent Estevez in the karaoke room to the side, who is singing a long, soulful country western ballad to Vernon, not Roberts. And they are the only two people in that room. And you return to your table. Everybody's, having like a little drink and thinking about the future. And Amber's like, I feel like this is probably like time for a toast, right? We kind of went through some shit a little while ago. We concluded the current mystery. We found something out about one of the hunters. Well, yeah. What do we choose to, boys? I'm open to suggestions.
To fighting James Grimm.
To fighting James Grimm.
James Grimm.
To Victor Timothy.
To Victor Timothy.
Now, I of course to Victor Timothy, I will say, Trent, it is bad form to
I thought we were all doing one.
Oh, so then to New Beginnings. Vern?
To Old Friends.
Ooh.
And Trent kind of loses a bit of steam there.
Vern, read the fucking room, man.
Trent quickly taps everyone's glasses and downs.
Yeah. You want to head out of here, hun?
Yeah, that sounds.
All right.
Can we get one karaoke song in?
What are we doing?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Fuck.
We don't need to see that.
We don't need to see it. We all know how it goes.
How much after Bohemian Rhapsody finishes?
We all know how it goes. Yeah. We wrap
Trent
up.
goes to the bar and asks for just fuck me up.
Oh, you want?
He
fuck
already
you
like
up.
15 drinks in at this point in the night.
Oh yeah.
But he's had so many carbs. Is the thing.
The sex on the beach, hold the beach.
You want fuck you up? I'm gonna make you a Harvey Scholl banger. That's SHEOL. It's a type of rock, Trent, because I have a good idea where I know the rest of your evening's going. It's orange juice and a considerable amount of vodka in it with a little bit of amaretto. A little kiss of amaretto. And also some particulate in there. Washes it down. That's just the glass. I don't have any clean ones left, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And Tim, you, my friend, you have a good night. And we'll do kind of Amber and Trent leaving the party, and then we'll kind of like see how the evening winds down with I almost called you Vic, with Vern and Kevin. How's that sound?
Good.
So Amber and you kind of walk out the front doors after making your goodbyes, and like you wave to Daniel. Your mom gives you like a hug. Your dad gives you a big old clap on the back, and he shakes Amber by the hand. He's like, "Yeah, we should we'll get dinner tomorrow night, you two." And Amber's like, "Oh, we'll email Brent about that one. I'd very much like, we'll email about
Big work
that
stuff going on.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I believe you me. Work never ends for me, and I can respect a gal I can absolutely respect a gal with whom that is the same.
I put my hand on my dad's shoulder and just go, family fishing trip soon. I promise.
We're going to the Florida Keys, boys. Oh, you could bring. Oh, you should bring Q now that they're back in town. We'll make a night of it. No, you get home safe, son. You text your mother when you get home.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Absolutely, and Julia squeezes you by the cheeks. Is like, it's good seeing you, son. Always a pleasure. I gotta tell you about some of the stuff we were seeing on the boat on the way in here. Huge bubbles of water coming from offshore from Cabaret. Real crazy stuff. I got some theories I'd like to run by you if you got time. Not tonight. No, I know you guys are off to have an evening. And she winks at you and he kind of nudges you with her elbow. That's the type.
Bright red.
Yeah, that's the type of mom Julie is. Daniel tips his little party hat to you. Is like, Katri? And your dad turns around. He's like, nice. See ya. And you and Amber walk off down the beach towards one of the trailheads that will take you up to your place. And she says, I will say, all things considered, I did have a very good night, Trent. Glad to have met folks.
Yeah, sorry about the
Absolutely not your fault. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You couldn't have seen it coming. Your mom's great. Madeline is a laugh riot. It was nice, seeing Kevin in a low stakes situation. On the distance you hear, yeah, wah! And you hear the sounds of fighting coming from around the the bonfire. And there's just a bit of a pause, and you two kind of laugh with each other. Ooh, I gotta cut over to the different. Cut over the two of you under the big full moon, walking down the beach is like, as you probably figured, I'm gonna be going out of town for maybe a while, Trent. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a big one. Word's been getting around about the shit that I was seeing with Vic. I'm going to be taking that crown in for a little bit of analysis or whatever you want to call it. There's been hubbub about me working with Kevin, which is not great for me. They already knew about you. I already cleared that with my that's fine. I just didn't want you to be worried. I know we've kind of done this whole thing before, but it is not. I've come back every time before, and I've been around for a real long time, Trent. But I don't know if that luck's gonna really last forever. And I don't mean to be maudlin after this night of kind of partying, but it kind of felt fitting. I'm gonna be heading out tomorrow. I don't need a car where I'm going, so mine's gonna be parked out front of yours. If you need it, you can use it. If you ding it, I'm not gonna be stoked. But if it happens, it happens, right? If anything big occurs, you can contact me, and I will be able to reach you. I'm gonna say that it might not be pretty when it happens. I can't really let you know what state things are gonna be in.
I'm just gonna stop her.
What's up?
And grab her ears.
Yeah.
Like mirroring what she did to me. It's okay.
Is this a thing we do now?
Just be safe.
I'll do my best. But also, hey man, you're the one made out of meat. You as well, right?
Of course.
And you grab each other by the ears and you kiss under the moon, of course. And you kind of walk off into the sunset.
But this slab of meat's gonna be inside you tonight.
And it's a shame that Reese's mic cut off, and we never heard what he said there.
Yeah.
Scholars in 10 years' time are really going to be wondering. It's like when David Tennant's doctor, the clone, whispered whatever in Rose's ear at the end of that whole thing. We just don't know what he said to her as they walked off into the beach. It's really beautiful.
It's really beautiful. You just see her do a little giggle.
Ooh, is that what you think? That we think Amber's like, man?
No way.
So we're gonna cut to maybe 6 to 10 to 15 minutes earlier. Vernon and Kevin, after the stirring bout of Bohemian Rhapsody, are walking down the kind of wooden stairs to the big bonfire on the beach. And Kevin, from across the party, you see him. You make snap, earthly eye contact with one James Grimm. He has taken his shirt off. He's standing at his full 6'4". And he's just kind of cracking his knuckles. And he's like, "That's right, everybody. My gift to Daniel T. Huh. You ever heard that one fun movie quote about, like, there being two hits, me hitting you, you hitting the sand? Won't make much of a sound when you're hitting the sand, if I'm being honest with you, Kevin, but this will be over quickly, is all I'm saying."
Nice. That was really succinct.
Thanks, man. Ever since you brought up the fight, I've been working on it ever since. It's
Did
been...
I know?
You did, didn't you?
All right, someone count us off. We're doing no weapons?
I believe that was what I didn't bring a weapon, so if you've got one, I'd rather you didn't use it, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, man. And Kevin, you are a ring has been drawn in the sand by Kenny, and there's little flags. Standing in your corner is a tall, strapping man that you've maybe never met before. Tan skin, a well-trimmed beard, a bit of a corncob pipe stuck in his mouth. Says, "Well, boy, I've not met you before, but I've been put in your ring. The name's Brent. Brent Cottrey." And he puts out a handshake.
Well, I'm honored to meet you, sir.
"Please, the honor is all mine. A fellow pugilist in the flesh. I love it." And Julie is just kind of very pointedly not looking at this whole interaction. I'm guessing that you're also in his corner there, Vern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of claps you on the back. He's like, "You gotta take that shirt off, son. A man never fights with his shirt on."
I'll keep it on.
Maybe I misjudged you. We'll see. You know what? We will see, won't we? And he kind of like spins you around, like smacks you in the face a couple times. It's like, you ready? You ready? You pumped up? You amped?
Yep.
Fight of your life. Remember that.
Here
Every
we go.
fight of your life. Vernon.
All right, someone count.
Vernon, you got any advice for the boy?
Oh my god.
Don't try to kill him.
I like this. I like it, Vern. Brent and Vern have probably met a fair few times. And you see James in the corner, the other one, and he's just like raring to go. What's Kevin's kind of like modus operandi for this? Actually, you know what? You know what? This is perfect. The year is fuck me. I gotta get this. I gotta get this right. The year is 325 BC. We see a ring in the sand similar to this one. There are olive trees in a grove around this sandy beach. And we see a tall but burly man with fire streaming from his eyes and smoke coming off of his hands, cracking his neck, and limbering himself up in the sand. And across from him, in a few different loose-fitting togas, wearing a laurel of soft blue coral. A coral laurel. That's lovely. We see a long-haired surfer-looking fellow by the name of Kevin. Kevin, this demon has been ravaging the oil fields, by which we mean the olive trees in this this area of Greece for the past few decades, and you've been impeached by local folks as a bit of a a friendly spirit to protect them and do battle against this figure. He is a being of purest fire and brimstone, wanting only to make kindling of this small rural Greek village. And in Greek, he says to you, "You must be the one of the sea that was sent to defeat me. A noble champion, I'm sure. We will have a battle of hits and a battle of wits." Again, in Greek, but it still rhymes. What be your name?
I don't want to I don't know what the if I mean it probably wouldn't be Kevin, but let's just say for purposes of translation, let's just say Kevin.
Again, he's speaking Greek, but the subtitles just say Kevin because that's that. Throughout all languages, there is a universal name. It is Kevin. A strong name, a warrior's name. I respect it. We do battle.
Thank you, sir.
Ha! Roll kick some ass, Kev. In the past. Roll kick some past.
That's 7. Do I add my current tough modifier to it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, I guess I haven't it. That hasn't changed. It's still my base. So yeah, that's gonna be 9.
So you two have a bloody and witful fist fight, trading both blows and also the occasional philosophical musing, Greek style. You crack him up the jaw, and your hand, very similar to when you grabbed Darren by his the wrist or whatever the fuck. His face sizzles where you strike him as a spring of holy salted water leaps up from the ground beneath you and kind of like shoots him up the toga. And you two start wrestling down to the ground again, very Greek style, very oily. But in the end, you wash him out to the sea, and you are lauded in this local area as being a protector of the oil. And you are called Kevin, Oil Man. Does it bring a tear to the eye? And we're back in the present day, and we, the audience, know the sheer physical
I'm sorry,
acumen.
are we saying that Kevin's canonical last name is Christ, then?
Wait, that is the Anointed One. Wow.
Yeah.
Accidentally, it looks like the. Wow. I mean, wow. holy shit. So Kevin Christ. Wow, I can't believe it took us this long to figure out his canonical last name. Kevin Christ. Actually, well, in English, it's technically Kevin Chrysler, but we don't. You look down James Gunn. How tall is Kev?
Probably fairly tall. I'd like 6 foot even, probably not that tall, but like taller than average.
You're looking at him in about the mouth, and he squares up with you. He's like, "Well, this will be a friendly match, and we want to sell all these hits, even if you're faking stuff." Like as you getting close, you start like trading some blows. Like, are we playing this? Are we actually we full on doing this? Because there's a fire right there. I just want to know how buck wild we're gonna be getting, my guy.
I mean, if you want to try and throw me into the fire, go for it.
Fuck yeah! Roll kick some ass.
That's gonna be 8.
So he cracks you across the jaw and deals minimum, very little damage. Obviously, you take 1 fucking harm. As this very strong but very human man, just cracks you in the face, and then what's how does Kevin attack him? Are you because he's going full boxing style, maybe the occasional kick. You two are trading blows.
I'll match him. I'll just go for a punch in the jaw.
Wow, so you're just blow for blow getting him, and Daniel's just sitting they brought down the big leather chair down to the beach, and he's just sitting in it, and he's got all the managers at his side, and there's all the families of people just watching this around this really blazing inferno. Let's where we got
Is
it.
Daniel drinking a Caesar?
Yeah, he fucking is. Yeah, and he's got some Clamato in that bitch. You two are trading blows quite in earnest, and I'm gonna get you to do one more kick some ass for me there, Kev. The most dice rolling we've done today. Or unless
can I take my level up?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Because what better womb for which you can be born anew than the hot and fiery uterine tract of battle?
Alright, I'm gonna gain 1 tough from that. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but now seems as good a time as any to use it. So.
Perfect. Hey guys. Beautiful narrative.
Oh my god, that's 14.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Kevin, can I Do you mind if I like kind of paint how this goes?
Yeah, please.
You two are like really back into it, but like now you've just kind of like gauged how he's doing this. He punches for your jaw, you just get out of the way. He punches for your stomach, you just dodge out of the way. Like he like wings you a couple times, but again, probably only for a total of another 1 harm. And then you just like something in your brain just like activates. You grab him by the ankle, flip him, he's down on his back. You just pick him up, and he's just over your head in one hand, and you just throw him sailing over the fire, just into the surf, into the ocean. And there is just uproar. There is a tumult amongst the crowd. You are raised, you are lauded, and Daniel takes off his little party hat, Kevin, and he gives it to you.
Oh my god.
Brent Cotry comes up,
honor,
like claps you on the back again, like way too hard. Like he's like he's a big old man. He's like, now that's a man. I saw it in you. That's a man who knows the sea. Fuck yes, absolutely. Fuck yes. Rips his shirt off. And there's just like a bunch of old men on this beach, just like losing their absolute fucking minds. Kenny Estevez is in tears again. It's been a really emotional night for him. But at that moment, we feel a few drops of rain begin to pitter-patter. Only a little slight misting, but begin to pitter-patter. And people cheering begin tearing down the party and taking things inside. There is laughter, there's uproar, and this has been, lauded by all, I'm using that word a lot tonight, as one of the more memorable, one of the more memorable of any of Daniel's birthday parties, and everyone is very proudly looking forward to see what next year brings. And as everyone's heading out, Daniel's like, and I'll see ya bright and early tomorrow morning for the opening shift at Commander and Cheers General Store. And if everybody, when everybody goes home, you should have received your bonus check, because you mean the world. Now get the actual fuck out of this bar. Raoul's got to close up. And everyone goes off and kind of continues their lives. The next day, Vernon, you take the long scenic trail back out of town, probably keeping an eye out every once in a while. For Darren, and occasionally you get a little kind of whiff on the air. It's not that blood smell you got earlier, but you get an odd smell every once in a while. You maybe see the occasional like flittering of movement out the corner of your eye, but that's kind of par for the course in this kind of at this time of year. It's every evening.
Back to school season.
And in the distance, you hear the brief flare up of police sirens, which then quickly die off, and a car speeds past you into the night. And it is a unmarked civilian car with some police lights on top.
We hate to see it.
And the rest of your night continues quietly. Trent, your business is your business, of course. You return to your apartment, as was stated. You have a good night in. And the next morning, you share a breakfast with your girlfriend before she kind of, kisses you, gives maltodextrin a little pat on the head, and then in a cool wave of sand and clay, disappears before your eyes. And does Kevin go to Taco Bell or do you go back to your beach cabana? Where does Kevin go with after his evening ends?
I'd probably just home, I guess. I don't know if there's anywhere else to go at this point in the night.
You walk out into the surf and let it overtake you, and then you walk out of the water at the beach far away at your little hut. And sitting in one of the many rocking chairs that Kevin owns, you see Albert, the sponge bartender from the bar, and he is holding a little flask. And he says, there's a lot of stuff coming into town now, Kevin. I don't know if you'd noticed, but there's lots of, there's a swirl of coincidence going around right now. A lot of things are synchronizing a little faster than I'd suspected that they would. And I'd appreciate it if you kept an eye out for me. Would you like to have a drink?
Well, of course, sir.
And yeah?
Yeah, we can leave it there.
And with that, I would like to thank you all for coming to Surf and Turf Team Building. I hope you gained a few little insights about our characters. God, does anybody have the end of session questions? Because we gotta. Did you conclude the current mystery?
I mean, we're done team building.
Fucking incredibly fair.
Retiring.
Wow. You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna say that more mysteries opened up today than were concluded. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Maybe
Mads.
Oh, very fair. Yeah. If you hadn't intervened, Darren would have probably done something close to killing her.
We can't let our favorite character die.
Your second, we can't let another favorite character to die.
We all love Mads more than anything.
Yeah, okay, that's one. Did we learn something new and important about the world? I'd say that would be fair.
Yeah.
Did we learn something new or important about one of the hunters? I would say that's also very fair. We learned some stuff about all three of you guys' backstories. And I think we can bridge from our last arc. Also, that means you all get 2 XP. We bridged from our last arc, open season, to our next arc, Surf and Turf, Earworm. I gotta say, I'm very pleased with how this went this evening. I would like to thank you all very, very much. Again, no promises, but it'll be on a Tuesday, be it the 19th, be it the 26th. We will see you again for session 1 of Earworm here on Measly Media. I am Max Measly Meatloaf, Max Wilcox, the Bog's leading and most predominant hedonist. I would like to thank Christopher, the spooky vampire, little bad boy, Mortensen. You can find him at Christoflop on Instagram. He makes the cool art. He's currently doing, I don't know what channel or account you're doing it on, but you're doing like a little piece of art for every day in October.
Yes, that is on the on the at Christoflop Instagram.
I would like to thank frequent guest of the Colbate Comedy Hour. He's got the freak lips, plays the high C all night long. That kills me every fucking time. Henry Trumpet Hoffman. You can find him on YouTube at Henry H. Hard to look up. It's pretty short. You just look up Henry's Desk Jams or buy the soundtrack for Psychron or stream the soundtrack for Psychron. He makes the good tunes. He's a good little guy, a little cherubic and little angelic little fella. I would like to thank Reese, the Beast, the Yeast, Stanley.
The least.
Reese the least. Because who gives a fuck, honestly? I would like to thank Reese for working on the thankless and early task of making Surf and Turf a little bit more listenable and watchable for the viewing audience. Hopefully in the next months or so, we're going to start getting out edited down versions of the VODs so that, some of like the dead airs edited out, just to make it a little bit more digestible for people kind of walking through them again. More on that to come, probably going to be talked about a little bit more as Earworm comes out. If you're watching this right now, either you're on my YouTube channel, in which case hit subscribe, hit like, do all that stuff, comment that you really like Frogurt. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel and you don't know where this came from, go to twitch.tv/measlymeatloaf. If you are on twitch.tv/measlymeatloaf, and that's a big if in this economy, I'm dropping this shit in the chat as we frickin' squeak. That's my YouTube. If you scroll up or scroll down, I'm not sure which, you should find it. Just click on, I think it's the skeleton leads you to my YouTube. Yeah, Odie leads you to my Twitter. I try to stream as often as possible, and I want to stream a lot more than I do. I will say that in 17 hours, the Measly Me Challenge will be no more. We have raised 112,000 bone scraps of our 500,000, which, to be fair, my original goal was going to be 50,000, so we did it, we smashed it. We smashed the original goal that I tried to set, then accidentally added an extra 0. The Measly Meal stream will happen, and your contributions will not go to waste. I'll put some bone meal in my food, for one, and also I will eat 1/5 of a meal. How's that sound? I'll cook and prepare 1/5 of a meal. But I'll do it with all the fervor of the good work that Steph and Humadovan and Crystal Flop and Slimy and all you people who gave 20,000, 7,000, 10,000, 20s of thousands, 17s of thousands, so many of your well-earned bone scraps. You could have been attacking me. You could have been dealing me damage. But no, you wanted to give me food. And I very much appreciate that. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. You know the deal. If you like sex, feel fucking free. If not, again, frozen yogurt's pretty nice, man. It can be a bit sour, but add in some like gummy bears